At the beginning of this journey, I asked the question of what does it mean to find out who you really are? I said there's no better way to discover yourself than through an epic journey. And here we are, at the end of a truly epic journey. Have Jeff and Ryan found out who they really are? Well, I'd say, looking at the evidence, they at the very least learned some truths about themselves. Some of those truths were bitter pills, but others were life-affirming. Consider the simple fact that two friends went to a cabin for a whole week, and left it not only not wanting to kill each other, but better friends than ever. No one can be sure if a friendship would survive that, and they learned that theirs can. But yes, it also turns out, by defeating Emerald Weapon, they've revealed that they're more dedicated to finishing something meaningless than they ever thought possible. But I feel like there's a positive spin on that too. Isn't that the same dedication that allowed them to spend a full year of their lives finishing editing this season? The truth that was revealed was a kind of psychotic determination that they're both capable of. It's a level of grit that they didn't know was inside them. And I have a feeling that is a truth they will never forget. Some difficulty will come months, maybe years down the line, and one will say to the other simply, well, it isn't as bad as Emerald Weapon. They know that they have what it takes to grind out a second W summon. Even Haley learned a bit about who she was, which is a dog that really, really loves sloppy joes and barking at people who walk by the patio. Also, she's pretty good at catching flies. But the job of finding out who you really are is never over. It's a constant, ongoing process. Going on an epic adventure filled with hardships will bring some truths to the surface that you might otherwise never see. But it doesn't reveal them all. This is just one foothill or stretch of the journey towards the top of Final Fantasy Mountain. There's tangible growth that was seen here, but there's more about Jeff and Ryan for them to discover. But the fact that we are never done discovering ourselves makes it one of the reasons to be alive, because life is no fun without an ultimate goal that can never truly be attained. I mean, can they even really play every Final Fantasy game? Does anyone even know how many there are? Does Brave Exvius count? It's taken them a full year just to do one entry in this series. And so, as this chapter of their journey comes to a close, their struggle does continue. But isn't it the struggle that makes us human? It's the struggle that makes us feel alive. It's the struggle that makes us get out of bed every day to go on a new adventure and learn a little bit more about who we really are. Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 4, Episode 47, the season finale.
We're doing it. We're gonna finally finish off the weapons.
This is the end of Season 4.
And then we are gonna go beat up Sephiroth, and then we'll be free.
This has been by far the largest project I have ever even considered taking on.
Oh.
Never mind am at the end of and completing.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's been a long time coming to get to this point.
It's been a long journey to get here.
It was a long time ago that we were at this point.
Well, let me just say about that.
When was this?
Well, at that point, we'd started the game in mid to late October. Let me actually look up when we were at the cabin. So we were at the cabin from October 20th to October 26th. And we wound up finishing the game at some point in early November. Mm-hmm. But right now, when we're recording this voiceover, it's October 7th, a year later. And we're not going to be done refining this last batch of episodes for at least a couple more weeks. So I think we're literally going to line up.
Be like a full 1 year cycle.
We will probably finish the final touches on this episode around the time, probably on October 20th.
It is really crazy to think that by hitting play on this game, we started a process.
Right.
That took us through an entire year.
Yeah. And the airing is we started in March, and I think this will be airing in February.
Oh man, Final Fantasy VII is a big game.
It is enormous. We'll go over some more of the stats on the season at the end.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're bogging it down. We should
get going.
Game.
Well, because last week we beat Emerald Weapon.
Mm-hmm. And geez, that took so fucking long.
It really did. It took so long that we're gonna now go see that cutscene that we've been holding on to as like a lifeline of interesting thing.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna end the night.
Yeah, we don't even go try Ruby Weapon. We're like, I remember the idea of figuring out another super boss was so exhausting. I was like, if this is any different from fighting Emerald Weapon, I don't even want to think about it right
Seriously. We're gonna go see the cutscene, we're gonna end the night, we're gonna come back. I can't even remember. The next day, a couple days later, something like that, we beat Ruby Weapon, and then we're going to finish this game.
And because of how long it takes to grind up to beat the weapons, the end is so, like,
sudden.
Without fanfare. Like, we're about to just roll into the end and just finish it.
I do find it amazing that the last 4 episodes, 5 really, maybe even more, is just Emerald Weapon. Like, we finished Battle Square like 6 episodes ago.
Man.
And then it's just discovering what we need to do for this. And then once we get there, we managed to do the cutscene, Ruby Weapon, and the finale all in 1 episode.
Yep.
So let's get going on it. You guys have been waiting a fucking year for this shit. And the last couple of months have been torture for everybody. So let's go get back into new shit in this game.
Finish this game, yeah. Move on to something else.
Let's do it.
Enough already.
Is that calm?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What a fucking ordeal. Oh yeah, first things first, we gotta go back to the Calm Traveler and get our reward for beating Emerald Weapon.
Hey dude, you fucking asshole.
I did it. You're not.
Oh, it's the Earth Harp. Want to trade it for some master materia?
You don't have it like, oh my god, you beat that
I'll
fucking
give you all
thing?
3 of them.
Holy shit. It's a 3-piece master materia set and it's all yours. Still in their packaging and everything.
Who is this guy?
Congratulations, and also there's one more.
Yeah, Desert Rose.
That's his last thing. The lack of fanfare and excitement that this guy has that the fucking Emerald Weapon is dead is really unbelievable to me.
Well, it's almost like he didn't know that we had to beat Emerald Weapon to get it, you know? He just knows what the item is.
Like, oh, you got the Earth
Yeah.
Harp. Oh, cool.
But on top of that, like, so our reward is master materia, which is like materia that contains all of the materia.
Right.
You know, so like a green one has like all of the destruction magic or whatever.
And the red one has every summon ever, which
Yeah.
we don't even realize that means that we could have seen Bahamut Zero.
I know, but it's like, this guy's just walking around with this. He's an old man on a journey.
Yeah,
I mean, like...
This is the most powerful shit in the entire world that he had in his pocket.
Yeah, my new number one thing I want in the remake, when we eventually get to Calm in Game 3 or whatever, is I want the Calm Traveler to be like an integral part. I want him to like take over the game. Like, this is the story of the Calm Traveler.
Wow. I feel like an enormous weight has been lifted off of my chest. Oh my god, we're out of the water. That was an underwater nightmare. Like, the fact that both things that we were doing, like, we were leveling underwater and then killing it underwater.
No more underwater.
No more underwater.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Okay, so here's my pitch. Let's reward ourselves with that fucking cutscene.
Yeah, let's
And
go
call it
see
a
the
night.
cutscene.
And then we'll take on the Desert Rose the next
hopefully
time.
on Friday we can beat Emerald Weapon.
You mean Ruby Weapon?
Or Ruby Weapon,
We've beaten Emerald Weapon.
Yeah, the red one.
And then...
The color of blood.
The color of rubies.
Of the moon.
Of the moon, yeah.
Where the fuck is Nibelheim? Oh, it's over here. I still know this fucking map.
We entered the Gelnica at like 74 hours into the recordings. We're now at like 112 hours.
I just want to commemorate this moment, which is the first time in so long that we've flown anywhere on the world map other than like the shore next to the Gelnica or the Gelnica.
God.
It's been a while, but...
Yeah. So yeah, we've mentioned it before, but friend of the show, Bill from the RPG Golden Years podcast, told us about this cutscene that is easily missable which is in the basement of the Shinra Mansion in Nibelheim.
Mm-hmm. And this fills in kind of like the final pieces of what happened after the incident there.
Do we need to remind people what the incident is?
I mean, honestly, maybe, so I'll just do it really quick. The incident is when Zack and Sephiroth and Cloud went to Nibelheim and Sephiroth freaked out and burned the town down.
Right. You all remember.
You must.
So we're making our way through the Shinra Mansion down to the basement.
Don't need to be fucking random encounters in here. This is so stupid. Give up, game. Just give up.
Give the fuck up.
Like, come on.
Give the fuck up. Like, we don't have our materia set to the maximum that it could be either.
No. Why isn't there no random encounter materia?
I'm surprised there isn't.
That too. Oh wait, it's happening. You just walked in. It
Okay.
fades to white.
Okay.
Oh shit. It's what I wanted to see.
Oh my god, a story.
Yeah, so in the basement of Nibelheim, which is where the forbidden library and the weird test tubes and stuff are.
We found the gigantic test tubes that are like big enough to hold a person, where there was like somebody had scratched into it, like, let's escape at feeding time.
Yeah. But anyway, we cut to a flashback of that building and see that Cloud and Zack are suspended in the tubes. Like, they were the ones scratching on the glass.
Oh, damn. Yeah, this is Cloud and
This
Zack.
is them after the fucking thing. It has to be.
Right after the scene where,
yeah.
Hey, this is your food.
I guess he must have a tray.
It's feeding time. We're
some-
seeing it.
Some guy in a suit walks in, like, with his arms out, like, but he's not holding anything.
Yeah, they didn't animate the item.
His hands are empty, and he's also bringing them a tray while they're in jars?
Maybe he just hooks something up to the jar to feed them.
Oh, Zack.
Zack busted out.
Dark Sonic.
Yeah, Zack busts out and kicks the feeder down and starts getting Cloud out of the test tube.
Yeah, so this is like their escape from Hojo's experiment or whatever. Which I guess that's how they survived, because they were both like mortally wounded by Sephiroth
Right.
at the Nibelheim incident, so Hojo must have saved them to experiment on them. Which is how Cloud got his Mako eyes, even though he's not in Soldier.
Oh, and he busts Cloud out.
Okay. Oh, here.
It goes to a black screen where we just see the dialogue and we hear birds chirping.
Yeah, and Zack is like telling Cloud to put some clothes on. Basically, like, Zack came out of this okay, but Cloud is going to be all fucked up.
Yeah, he's still in the Mako brain.
Yeah, it's kind of like when he went into the live stream and became catatonic. This
In
is like the
disc
first
2.
time it happened to
Yeah.
him. Like, this keeps happening to him, apparently.
Put on this. It smells a little, though. Don't complain. You look pretty good with that. Well...
What Zack gave him to wear was his own Soldier First Class uniform.
Right, which is why Cloud wakes up in the beginning of the game with his Soldier First Class uniform going,
And
I'm
also
Soldier
why
First
Eris
Class.
would have been like, why the fuck are you wearing my boyfriend's clothes?
Yep.
I'm gonna leave you by this lamppost.
Oh,
So the lights come up, and Zack and Cloud are literally riding in the back of a pickup truck through, like, Arizona.
Yeah, they're like near the Grand Canyon. Like, it's yeah.
I guess after they escaped, they had, like, hitched a ride, and there's just, like, a cool pickup driver.
Right, but if you think about it, though, like, if they're going towards Midgar, they're gonna have to go through Cosmo Canyon to get over to Costa del
desert,
Sol.
yeah.
So that's where they are right
Okay.
now, riding from Nibelheim. Yeah, because it's like they're surrounded by, like, big red rock plateaus and, like...
Yeah, the mesas of that kind of a place.
this is why I love this game.
Dude, yeah!
Yo,
Yeah.
old guy, we at Midgar yet?
No, you were in the middle of the Old West, driving in the back of a pickup truck.
Shut up. You're lucky I even gave you the ride.
They literally hitched a ride.
Yeah.
Are there highways going around
I
this
know.
game and
Why
cars driving around?
Why did we have to get, like, different kinds of birds and, like, a buggy and then an airship? Why couldn't we just get a fucking car?
Yeah, this has got to be like by Cosmo Canyon or something. Right?
Yeah, it's fucking Monument Valley.
What are you gonna do once we get to Midgar? Cloud is just fucking catatonic. This is always happening to
It's
him.
always, he's only got ellipses to say through half of this game.
I know what I'm gonna do. I got a place I can crash for a while. No, wait, the mother lives there too. Told you.
Yeah,
Guess that's out.
Is that Zack being like, oh, I can crash at my girlfriend Eris's place?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
he's
but
like,
shit, her mom is there, so I guess that place is out.
Yep, gotta change my
I
plans.
can't believe this. I'm so happy that it's the Zack story.
No matter what I do, I need some money first. Hey, want to start a business? Well, what can we do? Is he an idiot?
I don't know. Maybe.
Zack is just like monologuing to Cloud, almost doing that thing of like, do you ever just want to get in the car and drive?
yeah, you just got this. Hey,
till
Cloud,
you're in another place.
You and me. Cloud needs help. Like Cloud needs to go see a doctor. I kind of like how chummy Zack is to Cloud. Like
Yeah.
this suggests that they like hung out and shit before this.
Well, they were scratching messages to each other in those test tubes.
Either that or Zack is just really weird right
He
now.
could be just
because like
weird.
if they don't have a history, this kind of
Well, their history is the event, I guess.
No, but I
where-
mean, like before that
with
happened,
Tifa
like
and
when
stuff.
Cloud was like working with them, they must have been on the road and shit, just like having a
talking it up.
time.
Yeah.
We're soldiers. You
Hey,
know.
Cloud. Think there's anything I'd be good at? Hey, old guy. What do you think I'd be good at?
What are you yapping about? You're still young, ain't you?
Zack like asks their Uber driver for life lessons and like a dream for him to have.
Yeah, he's like, the future's looking real sunny for old Zack, like a fresh start. He's like, I could do anything, really.
Young folks should try everything. We've tried everything.
We've done everything.
You gotta pay your dues while you're young. Go out and look for what you really want.
Try everything. That's easy for him to say. Doing squats, always
Okay.
popular.
That's a
In this
popular
game.
thing. That's one of the.
It's one of the things.
One of the
these
things that you
these
gotta
things can
do if you're gonna do everything.
Yeah. Of course. I got a lot of brains and skill that other guys don't. That settles it. I'm gonna become a mercenary. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, dude.
Yeah, thanks, bud. Hey, didn't you even hear a word I said?
Listen, I'm gonna become a mercenary and that's that. Boring stuff, dangerous stuff, anything for money.
Yes, you're gonna use
I'm
your
gonna
skills.
be rich. So, Cloud, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna forget everything. No, wait, you got it all wrong.
Yeah, this guy's like, you should be something other than a warrior. I'm gonna do something totally different.
Man, this is delightful. I forgot that this game has these things.
Mercenaries, Cloud. That's what you and me are gonna be. Understand, Cloud?
Cloud's head has literally been like nodding off slowly as Zack is monologuing.
I keep thinking, like, Zack, you should, like, lie him down flat or something. Like, he can't even hold his head up, and he's, like, bumping around in a truck.
This is like a Grapes of Wrath kind of thing.
Yeah.
Come on, Lenny. We're gonna be mercenaries.
Or you mean,
Or,
of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Steinbeck.
Come on, Lenny, I'll get you a new pet.
Oh, shit. Somebody's following. Oh, okay.
So right on the edge of Midgar, like, I guess Shinra troops catch up with us.
Two blue guys and a red guy just run up to Zack and start just filling him full of
Yeah,
bullets.
they, like, shoot him in the back and he falls, and then they just, like, put their guns to his face.
Yeah.
And are just like, ga 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 ga.
And then oh shit, they're just filling him full of holes?
They just fucking killed him.
And this time, the bullets work better than a fucking Nerf gun the way
Yeah.
it works in the rest of the game.
Because cutscenes are, like, real. The other part, I don't know
Right.
but yeah, and they see Cloud like, total overkill on Zack, like, over-murdered.
What do you want to do with him?
So then they turn to Cloud after, like, killing Zack.
Right.
And they're like, what about this one?
Forget it. Just leave him.
Wow.
And for some reason, they're like, don't bother.
Well, he just seems all fucked up anyway. I guess they just assume that he's gonna not make it.
But I mean, after
in a classic,
they're
villain,
so
don't do
cool
that
with
move.
just like killing Zack. So I mean,
I know,
what would it be to them to just do this?
Waste a couple more bullets on this
I
guy's
know.
body? I don't
mean,
know.
Luckily for us, they didn't.
They did.
but
Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a game.
So they chase down Zack and murder him
Yeah.
with a machine gun
Yeah.
after he was like free and clear and like ready to become a mercenary.
Yeah.
And now it's raining and he crawls to Zack and like becomes him?
He takes his sword, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah, the Shinra soldiers leave and Cloud slowly crawls over to Zack and picks up Zack's Buster Sword. And now Cloud is as he was at the beginning. He's been fed his personality from Zack. He's got the sword. He's right outside of Midgar. He's got the uniform.
This is great because this is like what I thought was missing when we got all the reveals.
Yes.
I was like, how did he get to Midgar? Like,
We
what
were like
happened?
saying it over the last 10 episodes. Like the missing piece is like, what happened after Sephiroth got thrown off of the thing?
And I mean, this kind of blindsided me at the time because I was glad this is what it was, but I thought this was going to have something to do with Vincent for some reason. I was like convinced there had to be
go
more
play
for
Dirge of
Vincent.
Cerberus to find out what happened there.
God.
The Buster Sword. Oh my god!
Oh, fuck.
We were on like the edge of a cliff, and the camera like tilts up, revealing the city of Midgar in rain, and it is the most stunning shot.
Yeah, there's like nice like rays coming through the clouds, you know, like God rays,
Yeah.
like shooting down on it. Like it looks beautiful.
What an incredible achievement this city is! Rather than the Sector 7 slums, this is
The
gorgeous.
whole thing is pretty amazing. I've just got one question though.
Oh, yeah?
How did Cloud get in without a key?
How did he get in without a key? And he wound up on like that train stop, right?
Yeah, maybe
was, like,
there's
in
a
the mid-level?
train that goes in. Like maybe you can ride a train in.
And
Because
maybe he walked in on the tracks.
yeah,
that the train into
Although the
Midgar
train
would-
goes in like a circle.
I don't know,
you know.
man. I don't know.
But
how
somehow
he,
he
got in.
ended up on the train and rode it to the end of the line, and they kicked him off. I guess
He had to get off of that train that he was on.
he did, and then he got onto another train that you
And
really can't get off.
get off of this one.
This is the missing piece.
This is totally the missing
and
piece.
this is great.
This is really good. You kept saying it was a missing piece, and this is literally it.
I know.
I'm so glad that we saw this.
Me too. Wow. That
Thank
is
you,
really
Bill
good.
Matunica.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Well,
so
that's
great.
that. So when you saw these fingernails,
Oh.
let's get out of here.
It
that was them.
us, Cloud. I just got spine tingles
man.
actually that it was Cloud and Zack.
Yeah, catch up, man.
We're really slow. I can't believe that in the past we only realized that after watching that entire cutscene where they break out of the tube.
What?
Communicating with each
Yeah.
other. Oh my god, that actually just
Oh,
that's
so
really
cool.
good. That's really fucking good.
God damn.
Fuck you!
I don't want any more of
Fuck
this.
you! Bats are. We gotta fight these bats? Oh, remember this guy?
Yeah.
Man, that seems great.
That was amazing.
So dramatic, and like it rains as he crawls and
That's
takes
a
the
thing you
sword
can
and
just
it goes
miss.
up, and that's
You have
not
to come
something
back
that you
in here
should be
for
able
no
to miss.
reason.
That should not be something that's missable. That's way too important, I feel like.
I kind of like that it is. That it's like
know.
you tease out more of the story by like really,
You're right.
you know?
You're right.
Because it's like the story still works without it, but it's not as good. It's
You're
not
right.
nearly as good without
It's not as good, though.
it. In my philosophy on games, I understand both sides, but I fall firmly on the
Let
things should
some-
be missable. I'm just gonna save right here.
Yeah, and let's call it a day.
Yeah.
Oh, and we had the weight lifted, and then we got a wonderful treat, and we got reminded why this game is good.
I know that really like instantly upon seeing a scene again, I was like, this game is so amazing.
Like, and in the back of the pickup truck, like the way it's going by, with those like mesa mountains, whatever you call them.
yeah.
So we end that night, and that was one of the most like tumultuous days of gameplay ever, because the entire day was horrible until that last bit.
It did feel really good to finally like accomplish something.
Right?
I guess you would call it. It feels weird to call it an accomplishment.
And
'cause
then
it
we
was
got
such
to
a-
be reminded why we like the game.
Yeah.
Before that night was over, because the cutscene was like enjoyable and cute and full of
answers to questions we had. Like,
enjoy.
yeah, man, make sure not to miss that if you're playing this game.
Yeah,
you don't
go-
have to fight the weapons to get that. You can just go see
you
that.
can just go. That one's for free.
That one's free. Yeah.
So we come back, a day or two later. I can't remember at this point.
It's hard for me to remember. I think it was Monday probably, and then I probably came over on a Friday. It
Something
sounded-
like that.
Whatever. Who cares?
Either way,
I don't care.
We come back and we're gonna go beat Ruby Weapon and finish this game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it.
We should be rolling.
Nice.
Okay, dude. It's such a Jesus Christ, Haley. It's such a different feeling sitting down to play today than
the last like 5 times because the idea that we get to just like do a new thing.
Yeah, that
from the
hopefully
start.
we'll be able to do.
That hopefully we'll be able to do, and then we're going back to the Com Traveler, and then was there anything else other than
that's
Final
it.
Dungeon? There was no other cutscene that we needed to remember?
No. That's literally it. It's like the shortest, longest list we've ever had. Like, the end of this game was literally like we have nothing left, and it took us like 30 hours. Look at this stupid thing.
The little worm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on our gold chocobo right outside the desert, the gold saucer desert.
Looking in, you can see Ruby Weapon's little head poking out like a worm.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the strategy here?
I'm gonna just look up like the strategy. We're gonna try to implement what the internet says. We're not gonna go in here and like figure out how to beat Ruby.
Yeah,
Weapon.
no, yeah, we just look it up.
Well, okay, so
we can use Luck Plus and all sorts of fun goodies. It's extremely strong. It has attacks that can completely remove a party member from the battle called Whirl Sand, and it has extremely high defense. The majority of the preparation that needs to take place is to prevent characters from being removed from battle. Ruby Weapon will either have its tentacles in the sand or exposed during the fight, and its actions differ depending on where the tentacles are. Most importantly, you cannot attack Ruby Weapon while its tentacles are exposed, and can only damage it while the tentacles are buried. They can also use Whirl Sand whenever the tentacles are exposed. So when the tentacles are exposed, it's bad. It is susceptible to the paralyzed status effect, so you can use Dazers.
Okay.
I think it counters summons with Ultima, but like if you throw a Dazer at it and paralyze it, and then start throwing the Knights of the Round,
Okay.
I think you might just be able to do it.
oh, it's a bug that was up there. Oh, Haley, it's still right there. It's right there. It's crawling on the pillow. Haley, look, Haley, you idiot! Here you go. You got it. You enjoy that bug? It can never cast Whirl Sand on the last character left in battle, so that you can enter battle with 2 KO'd characters and wait it out until the tentacles disappear, and then paralyze it and destroy it. Focus on using W Summon and Knights of the Round and Mime. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I guess I'm gonna give it a shot.
Sid's material set?
Yeah.
Don't forget to save. Yeah, give it a
I'm
shot.
gonna try to just, if we can get him with his hands in the dirt or whatever, the same strategy of Knights of the Round should
work. Whoa!
Oh, there he is.
Oh!
You bump into the little worm, and the entire big Ruby Weapon jumps out of the sand, and he's a big monster thing.
He's kind of like a big red Godzilla type thing. He stands on 2 legs, and then he has these like fun arms that are
They're
like
like
slinkies.
crab arms almost.
They're like
do they slinky or do they
yeah,
like?
look at how they move. They
pincer?
like the way they move is they're like slinkies.
Yeah.
Like crazy dancing guys on top of like a car dealership.
Oh yeah, he's
You know?
more like that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Like he's a little worm? And then he's gonna be like a big monster?
Even though we had read that we're supposed to go into the fight with only one person alive, we go in with a full party.
He looks cool.
Sid has every magic.
Yeah, literally every single type of magic. And he's gonna quad cast, right?
Yeah, he should.
Well, here's Whirl Sand. This is the thing that takes people out of the party.
Yeah, a big like quicksand whirlpool appears and it sucks Cloud down and he disappears.
Right out of the gate. Not a good start.
Does that mean there's no cloud?
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not great.
Good thing we have W Summon with Knights of the Round on this other guy.
So Barrett gets sucked into the quicksand, and basically we need to restart this fight.
Yeah, I mean all that's left is Sid.
I see about the strategy of coming in with 2 people dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, like, because now...
Now I don't know. Now
Yeah,
it's
now...
like-
Now what? Like, I don't think you can win now.
No, I don't think so either.
Should I... Can you run away? You can run away. Cloud and Barrett magically come back.
Yeah.
So we run away from Ruby to regroup.
I'm gonna kill 2 of them, though. Right now.
But then you're just going to keep one person alive until he changes his mode, and then you're going to bring everybody back?
Yeah.
And go to Crazy Town?
Yeah, I'll probably just cast Phoenix or
Right.
something.
So in the random encounter outside of Ruby Weapon, we kill Sid and Barrett.
Hello, Potion.
Everything's ready. We're going to try Ruby Weapon again.
The strategy here is that with 2 people dead, he won't do the quicksand move for
Right.
whatever reason. So,
Which we would know that by reading the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real, like,
He's like a marionette.
Power Rangers monster.
So at the beginning of the fight, Ruby like jams his tentacles into the ground and they pop up in other spots of the ground and there's new stuff to hit.
Yeah, with 2 people down, he like immediately moves to the second phase.
So he does that at the start, if you do this.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see how this rolls. It's still associated with HP Absorb, right?
I think so, yeah.
Good.
So I get everyone back up, and then we start the Knights of the Round cycle.
Yep.
So it's time to sit back.
Put the controller down.
I think we might just fucking handle this.
We'll see.
Oh, I should have thrown a dazer at him. Is what I should have done. I keep forgetting. That's the
we
real
forgot
strategy.
that.
Shit.
Haley, not right now. Come here. Come here. No. Something's...
Oh, he's
'cause
petrified.
Oh, that's what it is.
Sid is petrified, but it's okay because you throw a dazer at Ruby Weapon and it dazes him.
Yeah, this tactic makes things very easy. You can just stop him for a couple turns and recuperate.
It's all good.
Okay. Mega Elixir? Mm-hmm. And you just W summon him? I'm feeling real good about this.
Yeah, this is it. It has to be.
Everyone's back up and the Knights of the Round cycle is going.
And he's dazed, too, so he doesn't even get to counterattack.
Fuck yeah.
I don't feel like we're gonna need to go back to the Gallica.
No. Yeah, I mean, the strategy for these is you just have to get to a point where you can line up these W summon mines. That's
Yep.
the only way
Yep.
you're going to cause enough damage. Otherwise, this fight would be like how many Mega Elixirs would you need to just, like, beat this thing out, you know? Like, it'd be impossible.
Yeah, he's fucked. I think there's no question that Emerald Weapon is a tougher fight.
I agree. I mean, but then again, it's like, I don't know what this would be like if
Without
we didn't
knowing-
have this strategy already to go. You know?
Well, also,
Probably would
like,
still
without
need
knowing
this.
how to get 2 people dead first.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus fucking Christ.
Thank God there's more. I didn't realize there was more Knights of the Round coming in.
Sid is probably gonna die, but whatever.
This might do it. Yes!
You did it.
Fuck yeah!
I'm gonna go pee.
Ruby Weapon is dead.
Yeah, that one felt like so much nothing, like we didn't have to struggle at all, basically.
There's a good reason that people are not sure which is harder, Ruby or Emerald, and it's because they're both kind of comparable and they require so much
It's probably
grinding
just
to do
whichever
either.
one you're banging your head against while you're grinding,
Right,
but by the time you can do one,
You can do the other,
one, yeah.
exactly.
The 2 weapons are down.
Let's beat the game.
Let's beat the game, Ryan. Let's go beat the game. I figured you might want to see this.
Oh yeah.
Mime was born, magic HP plus. And the Desert Rose. Let's go back to the Calm Traveler. Give it to him. Get ourselves another gold chocobo.
Oh god damn it.
Wow, we beat all 3 weapons.
We did.
Isn't
Where the
Calm on the
fuck-
other?
yeah, what am I-
It's on
yeah.
the right column.
Forgot where I was going.
Near Midgard. I really hope this guy's like, not just, wow, you have the thing. It's like, wow, you beat that thing?
Oh, it's Desert Rose. Want to trade for that chocobo over there? Over where? Sure, trade. Okay, then it's a done deal.
So you give the guy the Desert Rose, and then as though it's been like waiting in the back room for a key, like the chocobo walks up the stairs.
Up the stairs. I hope chocobos can walk downstairs.
I mean, also the idea of a chocobo inside makes me wonder how animal-like are these things? It
Well-
feels like it'd be pretty destructive.
It also came out at the right time. Like, he was like, hey, Jim, come on
well,
up.
that's what I mean.
And,
It's like it
the
was waiting in
chocobo
another
walks
room
up.
just to
Yeah.
make sure the business deal's good. And then it's like, okay, come on in here. So you get a fucking gold chocobo for this task, which doesn't make any sense, as we've explained before.
I've even heard that it's like a bad gold chocobo.
like
it's
if you race it, it sucks.
It's, yeah. Like,
Oh my
compared
God.
to, like, one that you were to breed yourself, it's, like, way better.
Oh my god. This just like gets to the heart of what's wrong with disc 3. It doesn't feel planned out. Even the good bits are kind of like randomly placed.
Yeah. And now this gold chocobo comes up from downstairs to be ours now.
You know what? I gotta think that, like, they just didn't finish disc 3. Because, like, the whole thing kind of feels like, you know how the end of Final Fantasy VI is everyone has, like, a thing you can do around the world?
Yes, it does feel
There's,
like
a sprinkling of they started to do that.
It would make sense to me if they were like, number one priority is finish discs 1 and 2 and all of the main game, and we'll do as much of this ambitious third act as we possibly can.
Because, I mean, there's even that moment
and they ran
at
out of
the
time.
end of
like,
disc
they
2,
really ran out of time.
where everyone gets off and goes their separate ways.
Yeah.
I could totally see another version of this where you and Tifa fly around the world and get everybody back.
Yes. Maybe some of those things morphed into these, like, third
all
disc
that we're left with
extras.
is, like, a mysterious old bald man with master materia and a gold chocobo and, like, weird knowledge about side quests that suck.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think they made the right choices, because you have to release the game at some point.
Exactly, yeah, no, I know, and it's not like the game is, like, empty. It's not like unfinished, like 15 is
But,
unfinished.
like, it seems like if there was anywhere there where their vision outstripped their ability, it was on disc 3.
Yeah.
It's a chocobo. Take it. It's yours. I guess it's time to go on a journey for the souls of my departed friends.
Wow.
Who the fuck are you, dude? You don't have any other information about yourself or what you're about?
He's gonna go search for the
What
souls.
is he talking
His
about?
departed friends. Looks like my stable's full.
Yeah,
I'll come
you're
back
gonna
when
live
I
in this room. This is your room now, Chocobo. Enjoy it. I hope you like living with a giant bird, lady.
Yeah.
There's some kind
But
of
how
idea
could
about
you
design
beat those
there.
weapons without
That's
the
what I mean.
chocobo
I
caves first?
just don't think that what they were going for is a practical idea at all. That you
Leave
would
the
come-
chocobo there too. You just left the second chocobo instead of bringing him on the plane. You don't. He doesn't
I
need
don't
to be on the
give a
plane.
shit. Be free.
Be free.
So we leave to go to the Northern Crater. I left the chocobo the old man gave us in Calm,
And then the other gold chocobo right outside of
I'm just
Calm.
like, fuck it, you can stay here. I'm just like leaving birds all over this town.
Oh shit, man! There's the chocobo sage. Goodbye, Goodbye, world.
Goodbye, everybody.
And we head our way to the North Crater in the high wind. Are we gonna crash into it?
We'll just land where we crashed, you know?
Yeah.
It was so long ago that we were first here.
We're looking at the opening image of disc 3, and I'm like, it was forever ago. Like, it was Midgar.
Yeah.
Heal and save.
Heal and save.
I mean, there's not even an enemy in here that's going to give us a problem. Like,
No,
we're
not
just
even
gonna
not even
roll in
Sephiroth.
here, yeah. Thank you for a job well done. Oh wait, no, it's not what I wanted yet.
Wow.
I can't believe it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't feel real at all.
It's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to get all the fucking chests. Like, who even cares?
Get all those sources?
Yeah. Like,
Power yourself all the way up?
any, like, frustrating puzzle elements of this dungeon are moot at this point, too. Because, like...
Because
it's like-
retracing your steps, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does fuck up the end of this game to do those weapons. Like, it destroys it.
Not a... Yeah, it's... Alright. I mean, we don't want to look up a strategy, do we?
No, I don't think we'll need... I don't want to know anything.
We're just gonna send people to the left and the right.
Yeah, I think we'll just want to cover our bases. Who knows what it even matters or not.
Yeah.
We're talking about that cutscene that we had made it too long ago, where you're going to send your characters to the left or the right.
Yeah, which like continues to happen as you go down. And I think what this is that if you send people the right ways, you can get all the items from the dungeon without exploring it, maybe?
I think what it is that, like, the dungeon at that point splits into, like, 8 or so paths, and you're only gonna see one of them. But if you send your friends down the other ones, they'll get the items that are theoretically down those other pathways.
'cause
And then if you do this dungeon 8 times, you can see all the different
I
pathways.
guess that must be their idea, because I watched someone explore this whole dungeon, and I was like, wow, this place is huge and amazing, but you really only see one path unless you backtrack.
I remember feeling that it was very short, but at this point we're still like up near the top. We're got to go through like the first group of caves before we get to that splitting area.
Yeah.
It might be a thing where it's like, if you don't send them in the right way, you'll miss a source.
Or miss a-
something like that.
As long as it's not miss a cutscene.
I don't think that's possible here.
Never figured out how to get that chest up there, but I don't care.
God, it's gotten us to a point
Where I don't care, yeah.
Yeah, we've done so much.
I mean, we know that I care about
I know
chess.
yeah.
That's where we're
I
at.
don't think that that's like gone from your personality. But
No,
for this
no,
game,
but-
like
Yeah.
no more written. Like yeah.
No more waiting. The road splits in two. We'll split into two groups. Which you gonna choose, Cloud?
I say we go left.
Wait. Which you gonna choose, Cloud?
you gonna choose?
You said left?
Yeah, let's send Cloud left.
Alright.
Alright, then I'll go.
Also left?
Yeah, let's send Cloud, Sid, and Barrett left.
Okay.
Tifa can go right.
I'm going right.
And Red can go right.
Alright, then I'll go right.
I'm going
Right.
left.
Kate Sith will come with us.
And whichever.
Count Chocula?
Well, then I'll be going right. Alright, I'm heading left.
I'm heading left. Now, don't any of you die on me. Gotta get through to Sephiroth.
It's all over now with this.
And after you choose where they go, everyone has like something totally pointless to say before they run off.
Oh man, Materia Hunter Yuppie sounds like the last chapter of Materia Forever.
Oh yeah, that was like her favorite comic book or something.
I don't know. I don't remember at all what that means.
All life on this planet, indeed the very life of this planet, is in our hands.
I'm so happy to have met you all. Really, Sniff. Let's all go back alive, okay?
Let's all go back alive, yeah.
This will be the end of it.
Alright, and we're going left.
What if we just ran right anyway?
That would have been
Kate
hilarious.
Sith is alone. Oh, we're all gonna go left with Kate Sith, and
Yeah.
you guys go right.
Well, here's another fork in the road.
So we make it to the next fork in the road. This is as far as we ever made it.
Yeah, before. This is where we stopped.
We're a couple of screens away from the marsh.
Which
I think if
we
you keep
also
going
missed
left,
this time.
Right.
Yeah. We go the wrong way. But yeah, this dungeon, we'll discuss the merits of this at the end,
Right.
but it's just you keep picking paths, and it's unclear why the entire time.
Down,
Cloud
I
is
guess.
gonna choose down. Barrett's gonna go up with Kate Sith. And then Sid is gonna go down. There's nothing to worry about. All of us are in this together. Ain't no way I'm gonna die until I stick it to that guy.
It's really weird to me that without discussing it, their plan is let's split up and all go in different directions into this cave that we don't know anything about.
It's like they know that they're going to meet up at the end of it.
I know, it's weird.
But also, we're like on the edge of these deep chasms, and in the chasms are like coming like plumes of green smoke or maybe water. It's hard to
Mako.
tell. Mako.
We're
Well,
above the
certainly
life
Mako.
stream.
Yeah.
Are these like plumes of Earth, like
Mako,
planets?
I think.
Like Mako. Yeah, okay.
The live stream.
Oh yeah, Mako.
Yeah, remember? Remember Mako energy? Wait, Sephiroth.
So if you replay the game, there's multiple different routes to see.
Cool.
Like that's gotta be why this is a thing. I'm gonna need all these items.
I know, we're gonna have to give him everything we got.
Well, what am I gonna not pick them up when I want to buy them?
Oh boy, it's this guy.
Maybe we should have had. Oh yeah, that guy.
We ran into one of those flying eyeballs that cast death on you that we run into in every game.
Yeah, which since 4 at least, I can't remember if it's in 1, but these eyeball guys are in the final dungeons of all the games we've played.
This guy doesn't even get to take a breath before he's dead, though.
Yeah, none of the enemies can even touch us.
He's in all the final dungeons.
He's in every final dungeon.
I
You know what
have
I mean?
to imagine everyone's gonna reconverge. Like, it would make no sense.
Then what's the
if it's-
point of it?
I don't know. I mean, hopefully we'll find out. Maybe there is no point. I don't know. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah, look at the effect on that. A Mako waterfall.
Goes up.
We're jumping around this big Mako waterfall, which is cool.
Yeah, it's like a pillar of Mako falling up.
But I remember this, a couple of things, and we're cutting most of it out, but like There's like weird movement controls in this part of the dungeon where like it's just hard to do things in a certain way where like you just can't find the platform like where you're supposed to hop onto it.
Well, it's all the like hopping mechanics, so it never really like makes you know that he's gonna jump, but you're not really sure where to because he can go so far.
And there's a piece of materia that's like in the Mako waterfall in between a jump, and I'm like, do I press it during the jump? Do I try to pick it up?
Well, this part he auto jumps like when he jumps onto that platform,
Right.
so you have to like hit O like right as he lands.
Yeah.
What kind of materia could this possibly be? How do I get it? Can I get it to, like, go up the Mako energy?
Can you hit O like right as he jumps on there?
I was trying
Whatever.
to.
I don't care. What is it?
I got it. Mega All?
Oh, sweet.
What does that do?
Maybe it'll just give every single materia an all effect, even if it's not.
Oh! The way this is all designed is ridiculous. There's so many more jump points than you expect.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the swamp.
No, this is not the swamp.
I've seen it with my own eyes, and it is not.
But this is like some kind of big glowing pit of sorts. Like
Yeah.
we've made it to a new area.
It's a whole nother stone spiral downward semi-staircase into an oblivion type.
It's more of that.
Yeah.
Hey, were you thinking of leaving me?
So there's like a few other doorways that lead into this area, the circular area, and Tifa just hops out like, hey!
Yeah, everyone starts converging on this like earthen sphincter. I guess it all flows out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're a bit late. Are you? We just got here. So you would just be like, oh, I could have taken other routes and seen other parts of the dungeon.
Yeah. This is the center of the planet? Cloud, look.
Oh, they're gonna give us stuff?
Oh, maybe stuff they found on the way down.
We just got the mithril. Is that not what you use
Wait
to
a
get...
minute.
What the fuck?
Wait, no, go back. No, we probably got a mithril something.
It just says mithril.
I have no clue what to make of this because, yeah, the mithril you're supposed to get from the sleeping man, and that's how you get Eris's last limit break. But like,
We just go to
getting
talk
it
to Tifa.
here, but this would be
and Tifa
useless
gives
to
it
you at this
us.
point in the game. There would be absolutely no reason to have this.
Well, we don't look at it.
No, we don't. We don't look at
We don't
anything
even
they give us.
Think about this. We're like, they're just giving us some shit.
Well, we didn't even know about the mithril loop at this point.
Well, that's
we
a good
hadn't
point.
looked that up.
That's
so
a good point. So it wouldn't have meant anything
yeah.
anyway. But yeah, so we start going around and talking to everybody and getting items from them.
Like I said, I think these are the items from the paths they walked down. It's
the
like a
fuck are we doing with the
pachinko
mithril?
machine dungeon where you send all of your people down and they hopefully filter through the right way.
Yeah.
Here's a vaccine.
Yeah, it's gotta be the ways you don't go, they still give you the stuff.
Yeah. Didn't you find something else? You're just like, no. No, alright, I'll give it to you.
Here, Cloud. She also found the last elixir. But I'm the one who found it, so you better give it back to me when you're done with it.
When I'm done with the elixir, Yuffie, you want it back? That's like giving somebody a cheeseburger and being like, but I want that back when you're done
Maybe
with
she's
it.
hoping that we won't get around to using it, you know?
Yeah, all right. Well, that's a different thing.
It is.
Should I use the save crystal?
Yeah.
But what if we wind up getting stuck?
Well, then fuck this game.
It's pretty funny that I say that because I've read about like some kind of crazy glitch where you
Yeah.
use the save crystal, maybe even here.
I was gonna say, like,
I think it's using it here.
yeah, we use it in save, but we've read that this can like corrupt your file
So
using the save.
and I was like,
crystal.
what if we get stuck?
What if we
Like,
did?
what if
that
we
would be
did?
fucking horrifying. That's so awful to think about.
Okay. Let's go. Let's mosey.
Damn.
Damn, again. Stop saying it like a wimp. Can't you say, move out to something cool?
Move out. Look at the number.
Fuck, they're coming out in full force.
Cloud, you go first.
I'm fighting here too.
Shut up. It wouldn't do us no good with it. Everyone back here.
What the fuck are they talking about?
I don't know. They gather around the hole, and then they start yelling. It's like they're saying that they're actively being attacked right now by enemies.
Is this like that moment of, should we do this as a team, or should we do this solo? And
Well, I think what this turns into is they're like, Cloud, pick 2 other members, and you guys go ahead, and we'll, like, hold off the bad guys?
Must
It doesn't make any sense.
Barrett's right.
Barrett's right.
You take 2 of us with you to go first. The rest will catch up with you later.
Okay.
So we reform our party,
Yeah, Sid and Barrett and Cloud.
of course.
Also, their materia's all set up. All of you. Later.
I know the Let's Mosey line gets a lot of attention, but I really love that Cloud, as he actually goes off to face Sephiroth, just goes, later.
And you're going down this crazy floating staircase
Floating stones, hopping your way down towards Sephiroth,
with, like,
I guess.
some highly pressurized Mako energy in the background.
We nod. And we do the Ascended Challenge.
Oh shit, look at this frame rate. The PlayStation can't handle it.
No. Barrett's got all his materia, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he does.
Why?
Because I just saw he only has the attack command.
I didn't have a double attack on me.
No, but like nothing else. Like no mine.
okay. Maybe it took it all off.
It might have.
That would piss me off. I mean, god
Yep.
damn it.
Fucking Christ. I was like, he doesn't
One
have
more time.
8,000 HP? Man.
Encore. Play the hits.
Let's dig around in that bag.
God, assholes.
No, give it. If you're gonna give anyone Quadra Magic, give them the Master Magic materia.
Where is it?
I don't know. Maybe Cloud and Sid still have their shit on them. Oh, it might just.
He can have done.
Yeah.
This battle screen is awesome.
Yeah.
With the Mako energy around and you're on like a floating...
They do a good
Rock.
job in all of the games of like escalating the visuals to the end. You know? I mean, this frame rate would be unacceptable today. Like, they would
But it
never
was
release
totally
a game
acceptable
like
then.
this. Oh, new enemies! God, I've
I
missed
know.
you, and they're all so cool.
I know.
Yeah, we only see each one of them for like a turn, but this is like a big arachnid
It's like a
thing.
big glass of cool, fresh water. Like, we were so thirsty.
That's not the description of the enemy.
No. It's it's like a big arachnid lizard or something with a lot of exposed bone.
But yeah,
But it's such a cold,
effectively-
nice glass of water to
Yes.
us.
It's doing some death move.
Probably gonna give us like every status effect in the game or some shit. Or whoa, what is it doing?
I don't know. What? It's summoning a question mark.
Yeah, the world goes away and we're in space and a giant monolith like 2001
Yeah.
style comes and reveals itself to be in the shape of a question
Like
mark.
out of an astral void, and it flies through space at light speed.
What is this? This is great.
It causes like 2,000 damage.
It's nothing to us.
Ooh, it really hurt us. This is ridiculous.
I mean, it does feel great to feel so overpowered.
Yeah, it does. Which we really...
I'm not gonna say it was
Really
all
are.
worth it.
No.
I can at least enjoy this now while it's happening.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, this guy would probably be tough if we were at level 70. It would be like a fight.
Yeah.
We would beat him, but like, it would be a fight.
Yeah. My feeling is when I was a kid, I probably arrived here at around level 60 like we did and went all the way to the bottom and was like, fuck.
Fuck, yeah.
Like running away from every fight.
Yep. Doing the move that we learned not to do in Season 2. Alright. Is this it?
I think so.
We have reached a new bottom.
Yeah, and the final battle platform is this amazing crystallized rock structure.
Yeah, that's like done in squares, kind of.
Yeah,
like a tiled.
You ever see like one of those like cliff faces that clearly is like a mineral almost?
Yeah, they have
so it
them
has-
in Iceland.
Yeah, exactly. Those are like hexagon almost shapes. and
Posts
stuff.
almost that,
Yeah,
that were driven up
exactly,
by
yeah.
the geology underneath.
Yeah, it's kind of like a perfectly cube version of that.
Right.
You're standing on like a flat surface surrounded by like this explosion of green Mako energy.
And Cloud walks into the cutscene.
Oh shit!
Up like frogs.
Where are we?
The center of Mako.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Oh yeah, it's
Genova!
It's coming.
Oh, this is the
we're
practice
having a
fight.
pre-boss.
Yeah, pre-boss.
Genova this time shows up as like a giant balloon monster.
Yeah, well, it has like the female form of Genova kind of like glued to the front of it. Yeah, it's like a giant, almost like a flower.
Yeah.
Like a flesh flower.
a flesh flower.
If it sounds vaginal, it kind of is.
She does.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And so here we go. We're fighting the
like fallopian tube tentacles.
Here we go. Final Genova fight.
Final Genova.
You gotta fight its mom. Alright. Listen to this totally different music.
Oh yeah, it's like the ultimate version of the of the normal battle music.
So we summon Knights of the Round.
And they go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this will do it.
I wonder how many it'll take. There's no way it has anywhere near
it's
as
not
much
possible.
HP.
Look how cool this design is, though. There's like a giant heart in the back of it.
It's very cool. The way it's got like a flower-type shell around its heart. I wonder if this will have multiple forms.
I don't know.
Or if it'll ever get to attack us.
You don't know that either. It was single summon.
It's like such a new feeling for us to roll into a final boss with zero stress. Like we're
Oh
not
my
even
God,
paying
yeah.
attention. We're just going, I wonder what's going to happen next. I mean, we can't lose.
Thinking back to FF4
You know?
and fighting Zeromus.
I have more thoughts on how the end of this is like an inversion of that game in a lot of
Yeah.
ways, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, this is a new, wonderful feeling.
I do like the feeling that like justice is coming with like a definitive hand that can't be stopped. Like
Without a doubt. Cloud's level... Whoa, look at how much you level up. 60,000 up for that?
shit.
Oh my god. What is Cloud, level 94 or 5?
4, I think. Maybe 5. Oh boy. Oh, that's sweet.
Ooh, look at this.
So each of the square pillars that we were standing on just start rising up individually into the sky.
Yeah, like different speeds. Like it's all just kind of falling apart. Like whatever weird gravity was holding this together has dissipated.
And the Mako rises.
And we just kind of like fall into it.
Whoa. Falling into the abyss. Down to the center of the planet where Sephiroth is. We're skydiving.
Light. A light.
A light.
Cloud is like floating in a sea of black and swimming his way towards a light.
A big sort of white ball.
Is this light holy?
Whoa.
Ow.
There's a flash and the light becomes like an orb that has tentacles growing around it.
Well, it's like
or
we're
some-
standing next to like the biggest materia in the world. Like
Right.
it's like this big red rock that almost looks living, like wrapped
Yeah,
around
an orb.
a big white orb. Yeah.
We gotta polish this orb.
I guess this might be like that holy that was activated. Like the Sephiroth is stopping this from going off.
And well, so standing around it is everybody in the team.
Yeah, they all must have
Not
fallen.
just the people in our party, but like Tifa's there, Kate Sith is there.
Everyone who stayed back to fight the other dudes must have.
They're all here now.
That plan didn't work.
Tifa? Cloud. So we did end up together. Whoa, all of us are here. Whoa.
Sephiroth.
Floating out from the middle of the big orb comes Sephiroth.
Yep, he's here to confront us.
Is this the true power of Sephiroth?
My body. I can't control my body. Ooh.
So Sephiroth is like suspended everyone in midair, and they like can't move their bodies right, and they're all doing the like a Marvel movie psychic fight. Like they kind of go like, "Ugh."
I'm being held down psychically.
Yeah, and he'll like pull everyone in and then throw them out. Sephiroth will with some kind of psychic discharge power.
Whoa.
My front legs, my hind legs, my tail's about to tear off.
This is definitely not good. He's way out of our league.
Oh, shut up, Kate.
Shut the fuck up, Kate said.
I don't know if I can go on. Yeah, Yuffie, you're excused. You're just a kid. Go thief. Go
Cloud.
thieving.
Cloud. Ugh.
It's there. Cloud? Holy is there.
We did get a holy torch at one point as like a super rare drop.
That's true. The holy is shining. Eris's prayer is shining. Yeah, that doesn't sound crazy at all.
No.
It's not over yet. This isn't the end yet.
It's not.
So then it asks you to form your party again.
Who do we take? Who in the world could we possibly choose?
So we put Sid and Barrett back in our party and get ready for whatever's going to happen next.
The number of times they make you choose your party walking down this dungeon is kind of stupid.
Oh.
Okay.
Now it's like, make another party of 3.
Yeah, so this is kind of like at the end of 6, where you can use as many of your people as you need to beat the final guy, I think.
How many of our people will die and
like
be
if Cloud,
replaced?
Barrett, and Sid had died, we would move on to like Tifa and whatever,
so.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't give a shit about figuring out the materia to put on Tifa and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, the idea that right now we would deck out every single party member with materia that we've thought about sounds just like...
So I just start throwing marbles on shit.
Those aren't gonna do anything.
Fucking the Gygus armlet is better than what she's wearing. Choco Mog.
Just
I'm just making sure that people can do certain things that, you know, in an emergency.
That's prudent. Hey, come here, Haley. Oh!
Alright. Good enough.
Yep.
Let's go, everyone.
Eris is here. Everyone is here. Cloud is here with us.
Even Eris is here?
Well, like her, you know,
that.
her prayer that lit a cult. Like she's here
Right,
with
she's
us.
here in spirit.
Literally too. Since when people die, they literally go into the center of the earth.
Right, okay. Right.
Eris's memories, our memories. We came to tell you our memories. Come, planet, show us your answer. What the fuck are you talking about? And Sephiroth, to the settling of everything.
The settling of everything.
The settling of everything. That's got to be the episode title.
Yes!
The settling.
The settling of everything. Oh shit. Here we go.
So we go into like Sephiroth's first phase, where he's like a floating sculpture that sort of resembles Sephiroth.
Yeah, he's got 2 wings.
He's like
got
an
an orb in the
gray
center,
stone color. Yeah, with a big orb that he's floating above.
And the battle has some instructions for us.
Yeah, like there's clearly some complicated mechanic here.
Think about the sequence of the 5 targets. What?
W7. Mine.
But we don't have to worry about mechanics at all.
Nope.
Because we have Mime, W Summon, and Knights of the Round.
So is he in his Genova form? He's got like a mom on top of
Yeah,
him?
this is like his final.
He's got like
He's
a
been
head on
just
his
living
head.
in the Mako with Genova inside of him, becoming this thing. I guess.
Something isn't doing any damage, so I wonder if like after we beat the top parts it'll expose a thing or
Maybe,
something.
yeah.
So it's something about his 5 targets.
Yeah, of the 5 parts of his body that are being absolutely destroyed by Knights of the Round right now, one of them is just 0 damage on it. So something else needs to be killed.
There's hypothetically some kind of strategy for this that you would have to pay attention to, but I don't know if we have to worry about it at all.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I whacked Genova with one summon.
Yeah. This is like, yeah, this music is amazing.
Yeah. Okay, what's happening to him? He's hurting. He's being hurt. He's going down. Oh, shit.
Yeah, the Sephiroth structure like slowly tips over
Yeah, he kind of sinks like the Titanic.
and then disappears, and we've beaten his first phase.
Is that it?
I have a feeling there's more forms than that. Is that it? That can't be it. I don't know.
Was that it? Sounds like maybe not.
I doubt it. I would be shocked.
Ooh.
So now we enter like a spiraling tunnel that's just made of clouds.
Now we're in the cloud land.
It's very like Renaissance painting-y, like of the heavens. You know what I mean?
They
But it's
love
like,
that kind of
but
evoking
more like
that
a kaleidoscope too.
in the final bosses, right? Like
yeah, well,
Kefka,
totally. Kefka was totally like
Renaissance painting.
This is kind of similar, except it can't convey it as well because it's 3D instead
Right.
of that nice 2D.
But you can still kind of see brush strokes.
You can
in
a little
the clouds
bit,
in
yeah.
a way.
And Sephiroth's form is his giant torso surrounded by like halos
Yep.
and one gigantic angel wing.
And he's got a long silver ponytail. He's got one regular arm. His legs are angel wings.
He's got like an angel wing helicopter that he sits on top of.
The land
Oh,
of
shit.
cloud. Oh,
Here we go.
Holy shit. Hello, Sephiroth. I am a big floating bird. That's also kind of a, I don't know, or like some kind of angel demon. Like I'm more angel than demon.
Yeah.
Something,
He's a Renaissance painting.
yeah.
I think his final song is called One Winged Angel.
Well, he's got the barrier up, but it's not doing that much good for him.
No.
Yeah, you opened with Knights of the Round, and it's still doing like 5,000 damage per hit.
What else would I do? Try to fight him fair?
You know, at one point we had talked about, like, if we get to the final boss, we should wait and see what he's got. Just let him see.
Well, because there is one move we really should have waited to see,
Yeah.
but I just forgot. I was so anxious to, like, just fucking get through this.
And the inputs are in.
Sephiroth! Fighting Sephiroth! We are kicking his ass, Sephiroth, Sephiroth, we are destroying him. Like one of his arms is a wing and one of his arms is an arm.
And then he has wings for legs,
Uh-huh.
like an octopus but with wings.
But with wings.
How much of this can you take, Sephiroth? That's what I'm curious
that's
about.
the real question.
This is part 2 of the first summon of the Knights of the
Yeah, I
Round.
believe so. This is the second Knights of the Round.
We're about to do something that 7th grade you never did.
I know. I've been waiting to do this for years. Literally
Literally
for
like
half
over
of my
10
life.
years, yeah.
Way over 10
Way
years.
over 10. Like 20.
Yeah.
21 years, actually. This music, it really is so epic. And this background is insane. He's still alive. I'm impressed.
Sephiroth does some move called Shadow Flare, and it misses Cloud.
I think that was his first turn, too. Like, we haven't let him do anything.
And now Knights of the Round is back.
I should throw some greens at him. Is that it? Did we do it? I think we might have done it.
I think so too.
Beams of light start emanating from Sephiroth's body as he slowly fades backwards into the clouds.
This feels pretty definitive. Whenever somebody explodes into light,
Beams of light coming out of his
don't come
chest.
back from that. Man.
Whoa. They do love having the final boss be like ripped into a million
Yeah, that's
pixels.
like, they're like, and that has to happen.
Yeah.
And he slowly disintegrates as he just gets pulled into the vortex of the clouds.
Yeah, like being sucked into a black hole, kind of like spaghettification of your
Yeah,
body.
or if he's like in slow motion being teleported on Star Trek or something, like piece by piece, just getting sort of like taken apart.
Look at this. This is the best way it's ever happened.
This is the best way it's ever happened. Whoa. Because before you couldn't imagine it being like sucked away.
Yeah, it was just kind of.
It would just fall to the ground like dust. Well, how is he gonna say, "You beat me"? This is the final words that I have.
I don't know.
Maybe it'll be like a disembodied voice.
It could be.
Wow. This is all we could do.
So we wash back up at like the bottom of the dungeon.
What about Holy? What's gonna happen to the planet?
Oh man, we've done all that we can do.
All right, everyone. It's no use thinking about it. We'll leave all our worries here. Let's go home proud.
Proud Cloud. I'll mosey out of the bottom of the crater.
So everyone starts moseying off, but Tifa stops Cloud at the last second, and Cloud's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's having flashes of Sephiroth.
Ooh, the flash.
What happened? I feel it. What? He is still here.
Whoa.
Still. Cloud? He's laughing.
Whoa!
Cloud's astral body or consciousness or something is like ripped from him, and
Yeah.
like a ghost version of him flies off of the screen.
Into the camera, yeah, and I guess from beyond the grave, the ghost of Sephiroth
you're
has
both-
yanked your soul out into the live
Yeah,
stream
and you're gonna
to fight
have
you
like a
one last
final
time.
consciousness battle.
Cloud!
His spirit. Oh shit.
Here we go. Yes. Final showdown. Mano y mano.
Cloud spirit versus Sephiroth in the life stream.
Yeah, that has to be it. He's got to eliminate him from the life stream.
Oh yeah.
You're not getting out of here without fighting the disembodied understanding of what hate really is.
Yeah, seriously.
You can't even be in the afterlife. That's like not a thing we can let happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa. Is that the sun?
I don't know.
Or the Earth's core? Or is that holy?
I don't know.
Holy I thought was a green materia.
I think it is holy. It's just glowing
It
real bright.
probably is.
Oh, man. No wonder Cloud has been so fucked up so many times. He keeps falling in the live stream and this happens.
This happens.
Yeah, nightmare tunnel at light speed.
Yeah, it's like he's being whipped through like an underwater cave that has a strong current. You know what I mean?
Whoa. Oh. Shirtless Sephiroth.
And so they meet.
Yeah, and the final battle is like normal Sephiroth the man. No shirt, black pants, sword.
Versus Cloud, the
Man.
man.
In a black space.
I don't know that I have my materia.
I think it'll be okay.
I think it's just my limit break is building and building, and it's just gonna let me do my ultimate.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Just like an intense stare down between Cloud and Sephiroth as our limit breaks fill.
Yeah, and the camera does some like fancy like cutting in on their eyes like it's high noon or something, and they're like, who's gonna make the first move?
Like the limit is on their hip.
Yeah, exactly. Who can bust out Omni Slash?
Limit break!
Omni Slash. Fuck yes. I'm so glad we got Omni Slash.
Dude! This is great. This is what you want.
Yeah, this is what it's all been about from the beginning on a personal level is Cloud versus Sephiroth.
No armor, no
Kill
nothing.
your heroes, man.
Kill your heroes.
Or your idols or whatever.
Meet them and then kill them. Is that it?
Sephiroth can't believe we learned Omni Slash.
I know, and now he's fully rendered with blood dripping down his face.
And he bursts into light again.
Yeah, but this time it's in the fully rendered 3D, so I'm pretty sure this one is real.
This one's realer.
Yeah. Wow. He became dust again. Stardust. I'm surrounded by the spirit of Eris.
And yeah, I guess Holy is unleashed now, and like a green, Mako-y energy starts like swirling around Cloud.
This has got to be holy. This is green.
Live stream?
It's me, Cloud. I know it's been a while since I talked to you, but
Yes.
Oh my god.
Out of the light that Cloud is reaching towards, a hand comes towards him.
Reaching out. Oh, it's Tifa. It's not Eris's hand.
Cloud snaps out of the life stream and rocks are falling.
I know, I mean, I guess that all happened in his head because we cut to Tifa like reaching out to him like, what the fuck, man? Like, we gotta get out of here.
Whoa. Good thing Cloud has the strongest forearms in the world.
Yeah, seriously.
He catches Tifa from falling off of the cliff and holds on like
With
a
the
cliffhanger.
other hand, yeah.
I think I'm beginning to understand. What? An answer from the planet. Haley, come here.
The Promised Land.
I think I can meet her there.
Tifa's like, what?
Yeah, let's go meet her.
Wow.
Boobs heaving.
I was
off
about
the
to say,
ledge.
like, good thing those are there to help her get up over the ledge.
Hey, where is everyone?
Hey!
I'm glad you're all. I wouldn't call us safe.
Yeah.
Look at them waving
ridiculous,
like
yeah.
sails in the wind. They all seem to be safe too, but now what are we gonna do?
So everyone's kind of like partway up the dungeon, and this whole thing is like pre-rendered. And we see Red say something. I've never been more certain that we got his voice wrong than when I looked at this image. But anyway, they're all they're wondering what they should do next, which seems to me like keep evacuating.
Yeah.
Is what you should do.
Get the
but
fuck
they've
outta
all
here.
taken a breather for some reason.
Holy should be moving soon. And that means this place will.
Old lady, look, didn't fail me now.
Lady Luke.
They're all looking up, watching everything cave in on them, and Sid's cigarette falls from his mouth.
And the high wind falls past them.
Oh, it's the high wind. It's crashing down now. Our airship crashed to save us. And we get blown out in a Mako volcano eruption. Whoa, the high wind is going down.
Yeah, this is amazing. The Mako volcano, like, shoots us back out up into the sky on the airship.
Well, we somehow all got on its deck. Yeah, and then it's like we get launched high into the stratosphere.
I guess we all got onto it.
Shit. Yeah.
And Sid reaches for some mystery lever.
Oh, he's got to pull the emergency pull.
I guess he did say he was wanting to try out all the new levers.
He's said
so
that many
Here
times
we go,
throughout
it's
the
paying
game.
off.
In case of any emergency, pull this.
Oh, and it turns into a different kind of plane.
Ooh. See, it probably just had the jet engines under the propellers all the time.
Yeah, it, like, rockets out like a Virgin Galactic ship.
Yeah, it becomes a spaceship, basically. It loses its propellers and is just a
Rocket.
constantly moving forward aircraft now.
Back to calm?
Yeah, this is weird.
Well, now everything is calm again.
And then it cuts over to the town of Calm.
Flower girl?
It's Marlene.
Oh, is this Marlene?
Yeah.
And she's like, is Eris
call on
finally
that.
coming back? I want to see Eris again.
Yeah, she's like in the second story of some house in Calm, which we've been
Yeah.
there so many times. Kate Sith could have told us to stop. Anyway, I keep harping on that. But either way, she looks out of the window at the meteor.
Which is still on its way.
Oh, meteor is coming down.
Oh, shit. Directly above.
Meteor is hovering like 300 feet above Midgar.
It's like about to touch Midgar. It's close enough that it's causing like red gravity tornadoes to like tear through
Well,
the
that's
city.
the thing. It's like it stops. It doesn't crash down like a
Well, but
meteor
it's like
would.
slowly coming still. Like it hasn't stopped. It's still moving. It's still
Yeah.
moving. It's just like
But yeah,
real
like,
slow.
Weird red tornadoes shoot out of it and start like going down into Midgar and destroying it.
And it's got tornado tendrils? Is it picking up
I think it's like...
picking
I
up
have no
Midgar?
idea.
Well, I figured it's like it's so big that its gravity is pulling.
Ah.
It's like a gravity fight, you know?
With like electromagnetism.
Everybody knows about gravity fights.
Gravity fights.
That's what they call them in space when two large things are going to hit each other.
But gravity doesn't usually come in the form of tornadoes, but...
Well...
I love it's like we did everything we could, now the rest is up to the Earth. Shit. The Earth
Yeah,
fucked
fuck.
up.
Oh, the Earth doesn't really care about us. God damn it.
Millions of
Wait,
people
here
are
we
dying right now, and... it cut the cord.
So Midgar is getting like completely wrecked. Like the main tower in the middle is barely hanging on. And then there's like a bright flash of light and like a blanket of white energy sort of like cuts through the red tornadoes and like
Severs the ties between the planet and
Yeah.
the incoming meteor.
kind of like makes like a sheet between the world and Meteor.
a sheet shield.
A sheet shield.
Similar to the heat shield.
It's a nuclear explosion. The high wind is cooler than ever.
No. Wait a damn minute. What's gonna happen to Midgar? We can't let that happen.
What does Barrett think he's gonna do here?
I mean, as we've learned, he's like kind of an idiot. You know, like he didn't know how to use materia.
But he's like, this game started with me trying to blow that place up. What if it could end with me saving it?
I guess, you know, he's like, all the people, the people I fight for.
He gets a little Jimmy Stewart in him.
Jimmy Stewart.
I had everyone take refuge in the slums, the safest place. But the way things are now,
They might not even be safe in the slums.
it's too late for Oli. Media is approaching the planet. Oli is having the opposite effect.
I don't really fucking understand what's happening here. Like, Red is saying it's too late for Holy, even though what we just saw is Holy coming out to help us.
Yeah.
And now he's saying that Holy's having the opposite effect, like it's
I guess
pulling
so.
Meteor in.
Forget Midgar. We've got to worry about the planet.
What's that? It's Holy.
Yeah, there we go.
Hanging out in the crater, finally coming to the rescue after millions in Midgard have been killed.
That's where is that the crater? Is that like this? I don't know where that is.
A beautiful tendril of Holy begins growing out of the planet like it's a flower girl.
So I guess that big white flash that seemed to stop Meteor was just like the first phase.
That was like
or
the
something?
S wave of the earthquake before the E wave.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
know.
real
I'm
thing
getting
is
those
like a
letters
gentle,
wrong.
playful little tendril of energy that sort of wraps its way around the planet.
And like Vines kind of is like, yeah, let me heal you.
Yeah.
The number of parents that are going to be like, if you had only been 5 seconds earlier.
What the hell is that?
It's the life stream of the planet.
Life stream.
Yeah. Gaia theory. It's the auroras. We can all open our windows again.
It's coming.
Marlene sees the green wave of goodness.
Yeah, everyone in Calm has their windows open, watching like the craziest shit that's ever happened.
Yeah, they've got like a front row view to whatever's going on in Midgard,
Yeah.
and they're like fine over there.
Yeah.
This is so huge, epic, and huge. So the planet is gonna save itself. And we allowed it to do it, or something.
The camera slowly pulls out to space as the tendrils of Holy envelop the entire planet and create kind of a circle as they converge on the spot where the meteor is going to hit.
Yeah, and they like come up and like grab it, almost like pushing it away.
And as the meteor touches it, it forms like this image of a gigantic eyeball. Like the whole planet is one big eye.
Now it's a big eyeball.
And as meteor is repelled,
There's like a huge white flash.
and we see a quick image of Eris's face.
Yeah, the very first image from the game of her like with the green stuff floating around her.
Oh.
And then we go to credits.
What? Whoa, these are like the credits for like a Terminator movie.
I know.
Wow.
It's great.
The Earth is saved, the meteor gets rejected. Everybody, there's nothing else to wrap up. The story was complete,
Yeah.
even with the Zack thing, and then they just drop the credits on.
They just end, yeah.
It just ends. Wow, that game had everything.
It really had
Every
everything.
emotion that a human being can
Good
feel.
and bad.
Good and bad.
Every mechanic the PlayStation 1 was capable of.
Yep. Yep. Based on a story by Sakaguchi. I would feel very different if we had just come and done this instead of doing the thing in this moment. But I still feel like what an experience.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, disc 3, if you just like get on and go and do the final dungeon and that's it, like is the correct structure for the game.
Yeah.
Boop, ba, boop, beep, boop, ba, beep. There's got to be a hell of a lot of people who've made this game, huh?
Yeah.
The staff has ballooned since Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, that's true. God damn.
Oh, animators. They spelled it animators. They have more than one programmer now.
They even just have a guy who's a planner.
They didn't have that before. Chocobo race section. Fuck you, Keitaro Hadachi. He programmed the whole thing.
Condor War section.
Wait, 3 people did the whole Chocobo racing section.
That's still like, it's like they got a bunch of 4-person teams.
Yeah,
to do
and
each
put
part.
them together. The submarine chase section was these 3 people.
Still, by today's standards, it's pretty bare bones
it
team
is.
for a game this size.
Yes, it is. The highway and roller coaster section.
Wow, it's so compartmentalized.
These 3 people.
No wonder every part is completely
snowboard
fucking
section.
different.
By these 3 other people. You got teams of 3 doing huge
And then you
chunks of the
just-
game, and then you just stitch them all together. That's what it felt like.
The real heroes are the monster animators.
Yeah. A lot more people on that team than the Chocobo racing team.
Yeah, but like how many monsters per person?
You're right, it might turn out to not be more people. The Sephiroth choir? You gotta graduate from high school.
Here we go, yeah.
Wow, we've beaten Final Fantasy VII.
We did. We beat the fuck out of it. It beat the shit out of us too.
I feel bruised. I love how bare bones the font and scroll of this is.
The publicity producers made their names ambiguous.
Wow.
Oh,
500 years later.
Oh my god.
Is this the beginning of Final Fantasy VIII?
No.
Oh yeah, the post-credits scene. It starts off like flying in the clouds and it like slowly comes down and Red is galloping along a mountainside.
With like 2 little kitten reds.
Oh shit. So Red found another
Red's
cat.
Tail is on
He's
fire?
still alive because they live forever.
Oh.
When he was like, I'm only 43. That makes me like a toddler.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
This is cool.
Is he gonna like pass
on the
story?
knowledge?
He's gonna stand next to where his dad's stone thing is.
Yeah, and be
I
like,
hope.
this is your grandfather. He was not a coward.
Or he'll just.
They reach the edge of a cliff and it's like a Lion King moment.
Yeah, I think this is actually, it's at least similar to the cliff where Cloud is left outside of Midgar.
Oh, I think it is the cliff.
Yeah, I think it might
Holy
be.
shit, I
'cause-
didn't realize that.
What-
'Cause this is... So the camera pulls back.
Yeah, and he like roars at the sky, a la Lion King, and you're looking over the ruins of Midgar.
Earth has regained itself and...
Midgar is like a big jungle. You can see some metal structures around, but it's like been completely overgrown.
This kind of implies that like all life was destroyed.
Well, that's
you
the
know.
thing, is we don't know if humanity made it or was deemed worthy of surviving. You know, like that question isn't answered in this
Well,
game.
it's as though no human beings were in Midgar for the last 200 years. This
It
image.
at least suggests that the humans who were left completely abandoned whatever way of life they were leading. You know, like
Yeah.
Midgar and Shinra seem to be gone.
But even if all humans are gone, wouldn't the world just be better with big, awesome cat dogs and like some birds?
Well, that is like one of the that they definitely float that idea in this game.
Oh, dude!
Oh my god.
Midgar's a green, beautiful wonderland!
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
That's amazing! The world gets to return to like proper order and like the machinery is oh my...
Boom.
Final Fantasy VII.
So they all lived. They must have. Out there the rest of their lives. It's Red is.
Yeah.
It ends on the laughter of children.
That's so wonderful. That's so great.
That's fucking amazing.
Hit us with the end.
And now we're in space.
We're back in space. It might just end on this and not have the words "the end." Man, the idea, those birds flying over Midgar and it being this, like, retaken land.
Maybe it just does this.
I mean, do we take a picture in front of this?
I guess, yeah.
It's just like a screensaver Starfield.
Yeah.
There's no the end.
So we end up taking a picture that just looks like us in front of a black TV.
Yeah, because the camera can't pick that up.
Alright, be careful. Oh, man. If I press anything, nothing happens. 4 games complete.
Yep.
How do you feel?
Good.
I'm gonna turn it off.
We fucking did it. Look at my phone.
Yeah, that was the craziest video game experience I think I've ever had.
Me too. Jesus Christ.
Like, say what you will about how good of an experience it was overall and in various points, but like, that
It's
definitely
a
was the craziest
monumental
video
thing,
game
yeah.
experience I've ever had.
Yeah, I agree.
So as always, on to the year-long process.
Yep.
But that'll be next week. For now, we end. Good night, everybody.
And that's season 4
There you have it.
of No One Can Know About
Final
This.
Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII is done.
And now no one can say we didn't do it.
Nobody can say that.
No.
Not that anybody was like coming at us and saying that.
Well, we just wouldn't know if they were, you know.
That's true. But
even
now
now-
we're prepared.
And if they were, we don't even have to worry about it anymore. So
We
did
have
it.
we have this shield on us.
Yeah.
Wow. First, let's quick talk about this ending, because
Yeah. No, yeah. The final dungeon is really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And before we even get into the ending,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just had this feeling watching it again. I was like, it's like they took the inverse design of 4, which is to give you a big dungeon and to explore all of the parts. And in this,
Right.
they give you a big dungeon and tell you don't explore this. They just
Right.
basically funnel you through.
Because in 4, there was all those offshoots and little like secret areas to go in the process of exploring a dungeon like normal. There were bosses for like Ogopogo, and it was all
Exactly, yeah.
all these final weapons that were really good. And
Yeah.
this, was surprisingly abrupt. The
A
dungeon
really
itself.
weird dungeon design. I just had to comment on it one more time because, like, as we were watching it, I was just going like, "This is so bizarre."
Well,
It's
because
like,
effectively, even if we were leveled appropriately for it when
yeah,
we
I don't
landed
think it
for
would
it,
have been that hard.
it wouldn't have been that hard, and it really would have felt as you put in disc 3 if we had just gone and done that.
Mm-hmm.
While I think that, like, if you look at the story of FF7 as a whole, it only makes sense to go do that and finish.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that there's a third disc is this weird, you know,
yeah, I mean, that whole thing is like,
puts your kind of structure into your head that like you wouldn't expect, and the fact that like you could do the entire dungeon and Ruby Weapon and that other cutscene all in this episode. I mean, it's a long episode. This episode is
oh yeah, no, I remember
probably
like,
our longest.
I mean, structurally, the way that we played this, like, the ending is felt so anticlimactic and inevitable, you know?
Yeah,
like, we were,
yeah.
it's like we had been through so much and we're so powerful.
Well, it's like the real climax was last episode.
Yeah,
where
finally beating Emerald
Weapon.
Yeah.
And then this is like the resolution, you know, like this is, you know.
But look at, you know, going back, we didn't spend any time on the boss fights at the end, but
Yeah.
there's like a cool structure, I think, there where you fight like Sephiroth, the like Genova mad science monster,
Yep.
and then you fight Sephiroth like the god,
Yep.
and then you fight Sephiroth the man.
The man.
Like the final piece of
Yeah.
like Cloud's like final, you like fight Cloud's memory of Sephiroth almost at the very end.
And that's the whole thing from the beginning with Cloud too, is like, can I beat
You can't
Sephiroth?
get over the
Can I
memory
be
of like his idol or whatever.
as cool as this guy.
Yeah.
Sword versus sword, dueling swords, cool feather crystal sword versus long, thin sword.
Long, thin sword.
He's still got the same sword.
Yeah, he should have been upgrading.
He should have upgraded.
Like,
and maybe he would have had
what
a
a
shot.
dummy.
But then, like, the story ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I mean, I feel like that moment where Red and the gang are like, wait, I think Holy's not working. Oh, it actually is not a necessary beat to have
it's like
in the
an
climax.
artificial. They wanted you to feel like maybe it wasn't going to go through, but then it does. But it comes so quickly and is solved so immediately through
Right.
no action of their own.
Exactly. They're acting like they're going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
That they have to do something to fix Midgar.
Yeah, but they don't. But I mean, yeah, I like that they leave it ambiguous too. Like they show you enough to go like, we completed our task, we unleashed Holy, and now we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, how do you feel about there being no, I mean, you kind of just said, but like a little bit more about like, there's no medal ceremony where you become the king at the end,
Oh man, I really like it. Like the more I've thought about it, the more I love that it doesn't wrap everything up.
Yeah, it's not like Cloud and Tifa waving to the Midgar people and, as like they are being honored by the new good.
We see Rufus now in charge of Shinra going like, I'm going to do my best for all the people.
Rufus is dead.
Or not Rufus, I mean Reeve.
Yeah, you see Reeve. Reeve is in charge of Shinra. Yeah, that resolution. That had to have been on the table.
That had to be what is going to happen. But then for the story itself, it's like almost better to leave it open because it leaves the question of, is the world better with or without humanity? That's still on the table as a philosophical quandary that the game presents, I think.
Yeah.
We did a good job and saved everybody, but like the planet might... I think it ends well. I love that you get to see that at least Red lived.
Yeah.
And they imply that like humanity is around because you hear the laughing kids, so you get some idea that like
the
something
laughing kids
happened.
would indicate that humanity's probably around.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's hard to nail like a sort of ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
And I think they did.
The game as a whole is remarkably, unbelievably well structured, which I never would have expected going into this game. It pretty much all tracks. Like there's a lot of little things that don't track.
Well, and so much of that is due to like you can barely understand what they're trying to say to you.
That's true.
Like some of the dialogue,
translation is a lot of it can be chalked up to the translation. A lot of it can be chalked up though to just they didn't make every part of the story connect.
And they didn't sometimes.
The whole North Coral and Coral things, like those things ultimately don't matter because when you sit here at the end of that, you think back to the whole sequence in Midgar, which I was remembering like the library puzzle, back in episode 5, which is like crazy it seems like literally it was a year ago. It's like, it feels like another life.
I mean, yeah, just in comparison to the ones before it too, like when I think back across the game, like it feels so varied compared to the other ones, I'm like, oh yeah, and there's a part where you like have a dolphin jump you onto a place and then you go marching through the streets.
Mr. Dolphin.
Yeah, I
wish Mr. Dolphin had come back.
That is actually, Mr. Dolphin needed to come back when he went back to Junon. That would have been great.
Well, I forgive them those little things because, the Eris moment really is as unbelievable and great, I think, as it had been hyped up to be.
I agree, but then there were things I didn't remember that I think are even better, like Cloud and Tifa in the live stream.
Cloud and Tifa in the live stream is such a highlight because the realization that this has all made sense in a way that we didn't totally understand was truly, I think, the highlight moment.
I agree. Having all the pieces put together for you like that is so effective.
And all of that actually tracks.
Yeah.
Where, like, sure, other stuff around the gold saucer, you're like, what's happening with Mako reactors around town? But like this, literally, the soldier was Cloud, and then the other guy was Zack, and he was with Sephiroth, and it all just tracks and makes sense, and it feels great in terms of like that like Sixth Sense reveal. Yeah. Of like, oh, it all totally, you slotted it, this one piece of information.
Exactly.
Now everything makes sense.
I mean, it's like sort of what we've been chasing because we started playing these because we love Chrono Triggers so much and we were like looking for that level of like interconnectedness in a story. And this is the first one I think we've played that like comes close to that.
It's the only, I agree with that.
I don't want to spoil anything in Chrono Trigger for people.
No, but I think Chrono Trigger, because it also like each of the moments moment to moment, it's so great.
It involves like a sort of similar twist near the end where somebody is somebody different than you thought they were at the beginning.
Yeah,
if you remember. Anyway,
it's the whole. It's not just that though. It's like not to get too.
Yeah, I don't want to get
off on
down
Chrono
that rabbit hole, but I just I thought it was
but it is
awesome.
the closest thing that comes in terms of like delightful characters and
Oh yeah, the characters in this game are all just on another level from the previous ones.
I'm gonna miss them.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really gonna miss. I missed Eris after she was gone. I missed doing that voice. I'm sure you all missed it. And Barrett and Sid and Tifa and Yuffie is so delightful.
Yeah, heck, even Vincent. Why not?
What? Throw him in. Kate Sith too.
Yeah, Kate Sith is
Kate
great.
Sith I'll actually miss. Vincent was also there.
Yeah, I mean, there's not real. It's kind of a mystery, I guess.
Do you have any final thoughts about the experience of going to a cabin for a week and playing a video game and only doing that the whole time?
I do, actually, which is I think it would have been smarter to just lock ourselves in your apartment for a week and then, go to a cabin and do something else.
And do like cabin activities?
Well, it's just like a weird feeling when you go on vacation and then you don't do anything you don't have a vacation.
But I felt like I was in a different place.
Well, we were in a different place.
Yes, which was great.
It was fun. I'm not going to say it wasn't.
I also think it's interesting that if we had just gone to the final boss when we got onto disc 3, we would have finished the entire game
pretty much at the cabin.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
I went back and I was listening over some stuff and I realized like, wow.
Yeah, it was exactly like it would have been exactly a week.
Because we were halfway through chocobo breeding when we left the cabin, so it would be a situation where we would have beaten the entire game if we just didn't really go for the extra disc 3 stuff.
Yep.
It's funny, this season has taught me why there's never really been like a 50 episode season of television. Because like before, season 1 was like a 6 episode thing, and then season 2 was like a 13 episode season. These are standard numbers.
Steadily.
And we grew to like the old big like 26 episode Star Trek season last year. And now we went to like this other thing where this is more like a series in its own right, FF7. This is why I kind of understand why they broke it up in the remake into just Midgar and stuff, because it's like this story would, if you were to do this as a television show, would be at least 5 seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like in our show, it was like I started thinking about it and I started applying all these unnecessary television.
I'm starting to get a little confused by what we're talking about, but keep going.
I just was thinking about the season structurally that we put out in terms of television terms, and I was like, yeah, Midgar was like season 1, and then like season 2.
Oh, for sure.
Was
and the game chunks itself out really nicely in that way too. Like there's very distinct like pieces of it.
Yeah, I feel like season 2 was like we go to the Chocobo farm, and then it like climaxes in the gold saucer.
Yeah,
and then like season 3 was like Cosmo Canyon through the Eris death, and then season 4 was like disc 2 pretty much, and then season 5.
I honestly think that that's just a different show at that point. For me, the differentiation comes at the end of disc 2. Like everything just is totally different.
Well,
now.
season 5 is where like Harry doesn't go back to school in book 7. And also
where he wanders around in his tent.
Yeah. And that's like the horrifying experience that was disc 3.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to like review it right now because everyone's just listened to us bitch about disc 3, and pretty much every possible complaint we have had about it has been eliminated. But I mean, I guess that takes us to like, where do we rank this?
Where do we rank this?
In terms of all of the games.
In terms of the 4 games. Well, as the list stands, it's in the first place is FF6, followed by FF4, followed by FF1, bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
And I think we have a new number 1.
I do too.
I think overall, I loved 6. 6 was fantastic, but this just is doing a much more complex Olympic dive than 6 really was.
I mean, I'd say that I think 6 is like a more perfect game. Like it's very well designed.
I think it's like the ultimate of an early run of Final Fantasy ideas. Although I would say if somebody had never played any of the FF games today, what would you go play? I could recommend 6 because it's fun from the start.
Oh yeah.
But this,
I mean, remember how fucking tough it was? Like, how many times you would be like, now we gotta hit the button at the same time?
Yeah, there's so much weirdness in this that, like, you should have played a Final Fantasy game before so that you're not, like, overwhelmed by, like, the stuff you should know already.
I don't know I would recommend to somebody just, like, blind, go in, plug in Final Fantasy VII and start. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I think you should have played a different one before this. Yeah, but this one, too, like, even the optional bosses are, like, terrible. Yeah. Like, a truly awful thing. But we chose to do those. Like, I can't, in fairness, really hold that against the game itself. I can... to an extent, but it's not enough for me to bump this below 6.
Right.
Like, the rest of it taken as a whole, like, the story is so good.
I mean, you can hear it in our reaction, you know, in the Cloud and Tifa in the live stream episode.
Yeah.
You know, I got the spine tinglies in this episode.
It's wholly based on the story for me in this one, because there's even
wholly?
Well, the whole thing.
Okay, not the
entirely story based is this game's strength, because I even think that there's like weaknesses to the combat system that I feel like I wish it could be a little more complicated or deeper.
But it is your favorite combat system out of the games that we've played so far, right?
You know what? I think I like combat in 6 better than I like combat in this one. Yeah. Well, each of the characters in 6 brings something different.
So what was it when we first got to grinding in this game that made you go, like, I've been waiting for this?
Because I have this ingrained memory of spending days and days.
Straight up the nostalgia.
The nostalgia. And me going, like, I want to know what that, you know. So for a time, that was satisfying. I don't think the combat's bad in this, but...
Well, it's a different thing where with the materia you can
everyone is kind of
anything.
interchangeable. Yeah, I think it sits at number 1.
I agree.
I mean, I don't think the other one's, like, even... Yeah, I can't even consider the other ones being better. The fact is, I still go watch people play this game. Like, I still want to see more of this.
Yeah. And the other fact is that we are going to play the remake in, like, a week or two from when you're hearing this. If you're hearing this on release, they fucking postponed the game to April 10th, so expect it then, unless there's yet another delay.
Oh my god, it's like we're in the future already, Jeff.
Right? Isn't that, like, really weirdly, like...
months from now, yeah.
And we're going to do that at twitch.tv/NoCat podcast. So if you want to see us experience that, and we'll have the videos on demand and everything.
Because we wanted a way to do that game and give like our version of it, but we can't edit a whole other podcast of that one right now.
And on that subject, we can't edit a whole other podcast of doing Crisis Core, but we are doing Crisis Core on the Patreon.
Yeah, we're going to have unedited Let's Play, basically.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see us reacting to...
If you're really fucking hardcore about wanting to know our opinions on these games, we're going to try to provide some more.
We have that, and Advent Children... we have like a commentary watch through.
Yeah.
And we played Dirge of Cerberus.
We did, didn't we?
We did. So go over to the Patreon right now. You can get all the extra FF7 universe stuff.
The compilation.
The full compilation.
Go get the NoCat compilation.
It's
of
all
the compilation.
available right now at patreon.com/NoCat. It's $5 for the playthroughs. It's $1 for the Advent Children commentary. All the extra stuff is there on Patreon. The FF7 remake will be on the Twitch stream regular. We're going to need your support between seasons.
Yeah, so please, pass the show around if you know people who haven't heard it and might like it.
Yeah.
It's always a good time to catch up on it.
Yeah, you have the full 50 hours.
Yeah, because it's going to take us a little time to get sorted before we can start the next season.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a little break, but we've been officially renewed for Season 5.
If you're not new to the show, that's our normal thing. If you are new, then that's what has to happen.
Yeah, that's just a thing that has to happen so that we can release without a break like we have this entire season, which I'm pretty proud of.
I am too.
Please go to the Patreon and support us. We're not going anywhere. We're hard at work on this. And on that subject...
Oh, fuck. Are we going to figure out what we're playing next right now? I feel like we need some fanfare for this. We should insert some kind of a drum roll.
Some kind of interlude, sounds of somebody chewing.
Okay, yeah. So for those who forgot, we don't know what the next season is going to be.
It's either going to be Final Fantasy II or Final Fantasy VIII.
And we're going to flip a coin to decide what our fate is. We're going to flip a
coin app. I have a coin app.
Before you flip it, let's...
Oh, yeah. No. I'm just getting it ready. First of all, what do you want?
I mean, wow. But while we were still playing it, like before we had gotten to Emerald Weapon and all that, I really wanted 8. Like, I really want to play 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that one's going to be as long as this one, and editing this has been so crazy. I'm split. I don't want fucking either of them, man. I don't want either of them. 2 is going to be a nightmare to play. Like, it'll be shorter, but all of it's going to be crappy.
Yeah.
I think. And I think 8 will be way more fun to play, but it will be really long. And,
Right.
And just being like digging another giant hole.
I don't know.
And I don't think it'll be as good as 7 either. So it'll be like really long.
And then we're
like,
going to
not as
spend like a
good.
year.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Before I flip this, I want to say I am now forever going to, you can phrase it however you want, be able to say, have to say, it's a part of me, that there was that year in my 30s that all I did was focus on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
There's a full year of my life
Oh, God.
in my 30s.
And it's all recorded, and
that was,
anyone
like,
can go look it up.
fully devoted to deeply diving in and exploring this game.
I often think about the possibility of like random job interviewers like looking me up and finding this and just being like, what is this? Anyway, they probably
Yeah.
wouldn't care. It's a fucking weird podcast, but
They might find, they would be like, oh, that's interesting.
well, they could hear me
He's creative.
screaming about twins or some shit like that.
In a lot of ways, this season was the magnum opus. This was like
This is what we were aiming
This is what we
for.
were aiming for. We knew this was the big one. I'm excited to do more. I'm very excited to do more.
Well, before we flip it and see,
But yeah, just to fully say, I would much rather play FF8, but I am so interested in the idea of doing a short season. Like, think about FF1, which this is going to be much closer to, which came out to be 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know if FF2 would come out to be that short. Things are different now, but like the idea of doing a short season like that is so unbelievably alluring to me that I would rather it be 2.
yeah, I think I might be leaning towards that. I mean, as soon as I lean in one direction, my mind tells me I want, it's like I'm so on the edge and I'm so kind of like just gritting my teeth going like, but we just ended this. Can't we just have this? Can't we just bask in this for a minute? But
I mean,
we got to get to it.
we can bask in it for a minute.
For a minute. Yeah, for a minute. Anyway, before we see what's next, thank you for going on this journey of Final Fantasy VII with me, Jeff.
Thank you for taking me to this place.
We went somewhere, yeah.
This really has been, FF7 has been just an unbelievable experience.
It's quite a way to play a video game.
Rent a cabin for
It's
a week.
Quite a video game to play.
Thank you, and thank everybody seriously for coming on this journey with us.
Mm-hmm.
It truly has been like, I feel like a Lord of the Rings level epic adventure
It has.
to put this whole thing together. It's technically 47 episodes, but it's well over 50 hours of content this season.
Right.
Probably around 60% of that is gameplay.
But, I mean, like, even 2-parters in, like, Star Trek are separate episodes. Like, you watch them separately. So
That's
you
right.
could add those on as episodes.
That's
They
what
just
I
come
mean.
out
And the pregame episode, which I totally count as a real episode of the season.
But
God.
everyone's been waiting, and we're just sitting over here just jacking it. So let's
we're
fucking...
really vamping on this. We just don't want to do it.
God.
We just, anything
So
to wait.
heads
is 8.
and tails is 2.
Tails is 2.
And are we doing one flip, or are we doing 2
we
out
do
of
2
3?
out of 3
All right.
here on the podcast. That's 1 for Tails.
Oh, I'm so nervous about this.
That's 1 for Heads.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. It's all about to be decided.
It all comes down to this. We're playing Final Fantasy II.
Oh, God.
God, I don't even know how we're gonna do
The
it.
thing is I was expecting this moment to be either I would be upset or
Holy shit.
excited, but I think
Oh
no
my
matter
God,
what
I'm
you were,
excited.
I think no matter what you were about to say, I was going to have the same reaction.
I am really excited about this.
This game is going to suck.
How are we even going to do this? We have to get a fan-translated emulator?
Yeah, we'll probably have to emulate it.
Maybe we can get our hands on one of those like cartridges, those
We
special
could get it. We
cartridges
could put
that
it
get
onto
made.
onto an empty cart. Yeah, I think it's not that hard. I think you can buy a cartridge that has basically USB in, and you can load shit onto it.
Well, we're gonna talk all about
We'll
it.
figure it out. We'll figure out how to do 2 in its
On the
original
next season.
form. We don't want to do the Game Boy Advance or whatever release that is. We want to.
Yeah, we want to try to do it on the NES with the fan
It's
translation.
going to almost certainly be the hardest way we can possibly do it.
Yeah,
too. I'm
we,
sure.
we're not gonna get the re-release where they fixed everything,
Yeah,
just like we didn't in season 1.
I know.
Wow, season 5 is gonna be Final Fantasy 2. It's locked in. I can't believe it. I've been wondering that for a year.
It doesn't really matter which one is next because let's say
They're
the
all
next
gonna be
season
done.
is short, then the next one is coming anyway.
So yeah, at the end of the next season, we're gonna flip a coin again to see if we do 3
or 8.
or 8.
Mm-hmm. Man, we could just hit a long string of NES games. That would be terrible.
Well, it's 2, and then I'm excited to play.
I want to play 5. I am
Yeah.
excited about that one.
But 2 and 3 are gonna be.
They're gonna be rough.
Mm-hmm. Man, any final thoughts? Looking back at this year.
I'm sure I'll have more in the next time we go over it, but right now, not really.
Yeah, we have a couple more times that we're going to listen over this episode.
I'll be really glad that now if I go to a party or something and they're like, so what are you up to? I won't just ramble about Final Fantasy VII.
You're going to ramble about Final Fantasy II.
I guess, but it'll be different. For the past year, literally the same people have been slowly tracking, so we're deep into editing Final Fantasy VII.
I
And
know.
eyes roll back in their heads.
Well, we have been.
I know.
For so long. Oh, shit. You know what? We still have another check-in with Daniel K.
Let's go in for one last transmission.
Yeah, let's tune the radio and see one last time what Daniel K from the Parallel Universe. What do we got? Let's do it.
Alright, hello Jeff and Ryan, how's it going? I've been pretty good. It's been a week since my wedding, and it's good to spend this little bit of time away from my political career. It's been pretty demanding. It's time for the regular weather report, isn't it? But I actually don't have one prepared. I think I finally figured out that no matter how many shoddy calculations and observations I make, I'm never going to really change anything. It's kind of pointless figuring out how the sun's moving. We can all see it now. It's every midday shining brighter and stronger over our new rat-human union. All of us toiling away in what I once thought of as the old ruins of a mid-sized Australian city, which I now see as a new thing. Something I don't really have a word for in English, but yeah. Turns out the rats have always had a name for this special, abundant place. They call it E. So do we, all their human brothers and sisters. We call it that also. Yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is I've grown up a lot since that huge rock from space exploded the Earth. I've been through some real, trials and tribulations, I've been frightened for my life and pushed to my absolute limits. I ate a whole bunch of spiders one time, remember that? That was fucking crazy. I made some friends along the way. I married the ruthless queen of a race of disgusting rat monsters. What I'm trying to say is I'm not the same person I was when I started, and I'm starting to reassess things. Yeah, the truth is, Jeff and Ryan, I've come to terms with the fact that deep down, in my heart of hearts, I know you're not really there anymore. You can't be getting this. No, there's no one hearing this. I've been streaming this up into the black sky month after month, with the dedication of a desperate, broken man, because this weather reporting thing was my very last connection to the old world, the human world. It's a dead world. It's not here anymore. My responsibilities lie with forging a new future. They lie with the rat-human hybrid race that I've helped to deliver into this beautiful, blank, new place. Even though the time has come for me to sever this one last connection, give this final broadcast and then say goodbye, Jeff and Ryan, I'll always take solace in the perfect memories that I have of my role as the amateur meteorologist in your hilarious Dragon Quest podcast. I'll always cherish those memories and hold them close. I'm I'm going to sign off now, Jeff and Ryan, for the last time. But before I do, I've prepared a final farewell with the help of the ingenious fabricators in the Rat Engineering Department. Hang on. All right. Me. This one's for old time's sake. Meteorology, the study of the atmosphere. Meteorology, it tells us when the sky will be clear and helps the farmers plant their crops, and the builders know when to build, and helps the wedding bride know if she should say I do outside. Meteorology, the study of the atmosphere. Thank you, Jeff and Ryan. All right, goodbye.
Well, that was very bittersweet, I gotta say.
Wow. I'm so sad I'm not going to hear any more from Daniel K. of that universe, but I'm also like, what a wonderful goodbye that was.
It's great.
I mean, he's been on such a journey, like it's really, we've all grown and he's grown.
Yeah, which kind of like in a roundabout way jogs a thought.
Oh, yeah?
When we start, a way that we've changed over the course of this.
Yeah.
We started this and we called it No One Can Know About This because we were literally so humiliated by what we were doing that we weren't sure we even want to show anybody. And now I think we're pretty proud of it. We're pretty proud of this.
Now
whole
we
thing.
want people to know about it.
Exactly.
That is a major change since the start of the show. I want everybody to know about this. I'm really proud of it.
I mean, we're going to keep doing the podcast, but it's almost like a conclusion.
Yeah, well, I don't...
And we set out to do this so long ago, and now we did.
It's just like, I remember sitting there and looking at 115 hours of audio that was like laid out in one timeline. Which, one funny thing to me about Final Cut Pro is like the timelines will only count up to 24 hours for some reason. So I had to like go through and count how many days of audio stretched together it all was, and it turned out to be more than 5.
Well, I mean, how often you set out to do something and then do it,
But that was the thing. I was looking at that timeline and I was like, at a certain point in the future, could be a year from now, but like somewhere around then, I'm going to look back and it's all going to have been processed into this thing that is...
Yeah, I guess that's the thing I'd say is like I'm less afraid of big projects now. It's kind of like the granular process of getting through it.
I mean, could you imagine if we had started here?
I don't think we would have been able to do it. I think we would have gotten discouraged and stopped, and our friendship would have fallen apart, and then it would have been like we wasted all that time.
I think the show format would have been
Jackass
completely
wanted me to play Final Fantasy VII.
different. Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way.
Maybe it happened that way in Dan K's parallel universe
It could have.
world.
We'll have to ask him.
Oh, we got one last piece of business to take care of before we go, Ryan. Let's go into the live stream and see if there's any final messages this season.
One last time. Okay, everyone, go to that door in the back of your mind that leads to nothing, open it, and just let yourself fall in.
Opening the door and tripping over the threshold. Here we go. I fell, but the ground never came, and now I'm in the live stream.
Yeah, it's like a sensation of falling forever, which becomes pleasant once you realize it has to be.
Yeah, and, wait a minute, that's not a message.
Jeff! Ryan!
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Whoa.
Holy shit, it's Daniel. It's Daniel K.
Damn
Oh,
right
that's
it's
what he
me.
looks like?
It's Daniel K.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
man.
Real life Daniel K. Not some fucking alternate reality Like, why haven't you been replying to my messages? Like, I've been DMing you to stop this whole goddamn time. What are you doing?
Well, I don't know.
haven't
Jeff
checked my
handles
DMs.
the email account, so
Yeah, I haven't checked. Do you mean on Twitter? Oh, shit.
Twitter?
Oh,
like, emails?
my God. Yeah, no,
I've
he's
been
been
trying to
telling
tell you
me
this whole-
this.
The whole alternate
Wait.
reality thing was his idea, too. I thought he
Well-
was talking to you.
I haven't never. This is Daniel K that I've never spoken with before. I had all of my dealings were with Parallel Universe Daniel K, and we all know like he's married to a rat queen now,
Yeah.
and like
how do you...
I
Why weren't you, like...
well,
how do you think that feels for me to listen to? Or what if my wife heard this recording?
oh my God.
How does it feel to her to listen to her husband marry a rat queen?
No, I didn't think of that. Look, all I did was I entered the live stream to check it out before the season started. There was a Daniel K in here. I thought it was you at first, and then it became clear that it wasn't you. And so he wanted to do a segment, and we made it happen.
Yeah, I mean, that checks out. But, like, did you hear that last episode? Do you think I can play a guitar? I can't play a guitar now in real life, let alone a guitar made by a rat. How painful was that to listen to?
Anyway, it's nice to meet you officially, Daniel K.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Actually, this is really sweet. I'm feeling, like, less and less pissed off as the minutes go by.
Well, here in the live stream, you just it's hard to, stay angry, because, you gotta just confront everything, and then you go, oh, all right, I accept it.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta say, the period of time I spent waiting in this formless void of just, like, feelings and energy of all the beings of the world, it kind of really put things in perspective. So, I mean, I was pretty pissed off that you were exploiting this guy who lived in some other reality, which got just, like, owned by a meteorite. But I guess I probably would have done the same thing.
I hadn't thought about it, but that is the kind of thing that when we're asked about it in the future, it's probably just going to look worse and worse as time goes on, huh?
Yeah, you should really, like,
Yeah.
figure out some kind of code of ethics regarding the spirit
code of
radio or
ethics
whatever you're using.
Of alternate reality podcasting.
Yeah.
So we're not coming back to this live stream then
Well-
that's the idea? We're not
Well,
coming back here?
I just think it's cool that we met fellow Let's Play podcaster in this strange void.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you guys drive? Both of you drive?
Yeah,
Yeah?
Yep.
Both got your license? What cars have you got?
I
I
got
drive a Volvo.
a Honda
Oh, cool.
Civic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like a Volvo. Is it one of those new Volvos with the weird squished back headlights? Or is it an old Volvo?
It's from like 2014.
Yeah, new Volvo. Weird headlights. I mean, tail lights. I get heads and tails confused sometimes.
Notice.
I've got an old Holden at the moment, a Holden Astra. You guys probably don't have Holdens where you are, but I wouldn't say that that's my favorite one I've ever driven. I can't really recommend the Holden Astra as a car if you're going to go out and buy one. I'd say if I had to answer this question myself, for a while I adopted my dad's Toyota Corolla. I think it was like a 2002 model. He used to be a city courier, so he'd like go around Perth delivering parcels to all kinds of big corporations. So he did like 1 million miles in that thing, and it was like just
Oh, okay.
chugging along, barely holding it together. And then he left the country and I adopted his car. And he sent me all these messages about how to look after it properly, because like it had just been run to death like a horse that you've ridden across the desert. And it's like barely functioning. It worked without like the radiator didn't have a cap on it. You just had to top it up every morning, and I didn't know that for like the first week that I was driving it. And so it
I
was
don't
slowly
think he's
falling
gonna
apart, this
stop.
old Toyota
I
Corolla,
mean,
but
what is
still,
this story even
it
about?
drove
It would never
like
allow a
dream.
message this
I
long.
really, every time
No,
I see a
of
Toyota
course not.
Corolla, I'm like, oh, I really wish I still had that Corolla. Yeah. It also, like, one day he left it out.
I
and it
mean,
gets
how do
pretty
we
hot
even
here in
make him
Australia in
stop?
the summer.
I mean, we
And
could
like
just
he
hit
left
the
a
button.
camera
Can
on
we
the back
just-
seat.
We've
and
hit the- I hit the
battery,
button.
I think it must have
It's
been
not
Keep
working.
hitting
because there
it.
was like
it's
it got
not
burnt
working,
out,
though.
Like a fire started in the car, and so all the interior like got just gutted.
It's not.
Like,
it's
all
not
that was
working.
left
I'm
was,
hitting the
like,
Well, I
buttons.
guess
seats
we're just gonna
were
listen to
melted.
this.
I mean, is
So
he-
my dad
is his
went
mind
and got
story
keeping
one of
us
the
here?
wreckers.
How should
He got
I
an
know?
old second-hand
All right,
car
I'm
seat
hitting the
and put
button
it
one
in
more
the
time.
driver's
I'm gonna fucking
side.
break
And so
this
it just
thing.
had like a driver's side seat. Holy shit.
Oh no, I think I actually broke it.
Yeah, like we went down to a wreckers, we got some... Oh man,
Well,
things are getting...
You feel that?
Yeah, things are getting kind of weird in here. Like it used to be all green and nice.
I don't know.
Oh my God, what the
is
fuck
going
is
on.
Something's
that?
happening to the
This-
live
this
stream.
Oh my
never
God.
happened before.
I think we're gonna have to get the hell out of here and never come back.
Man, it's getting all wobbly
Yeah.
and sticky. Oh my God, my...
Nice to meet you, though. Good luck.
Oh, okay. Wait,
right.
what? But my
I hope you don't get
25
stuck in
bucks.
here. Goodbye.
Jeff, Ryan, come back. I've got more questions.
And we're back. Well, that was a hell of a live stream segment. We'll have a messaging segment next season. Just email nocappodcast@gmail.com if you're interested in a message. They'll be $25 a piece, and we'll get them going for next season.
Yeah, but we're never going to do that again.
Nope. Well, shit. Could you guys give us a review?
Yeah, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher and wherever like you think they have the best system for submitting forms.
Send us an email at nocappodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from people.
Yeah, and
send us some tweets.
We'll be on Twitter. We'll be on Instagram. We'll be on Facebook. We're not gone.
No, we're not gone at all. In the meantime, if you haven't heard it, go listen to the bonus stuff over on Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
That includes a full Advent Children commentary, a full Crisis Core playthrough, and a full Dirge of Cerberus today.
Go support us on Patreon, and thank you so much to all of our Patreon supporters.
You've brought us here.
It's been crazy.
Yeah. And your support, like, really, really means a lot.
It does.
You know, it's moments like this where, you know, we're at the end of a season and you kind of look back and you're like, wow, we, like, started with us just in the living room going, like, what if we recorded this and turned into a thing? And now, like, we have a fair number of people who are supporting us.
Along for the ride.
Yeah, it's really exciting and feels awesome. Also, go to Etsy and get our merch. We got Haley on a t-shirt and a mug. We've got the This Is a Mistake Season 1 stuff. We've got the logo shirt and mug. It's all available at Etsy.com, and that's a really great way to support the show, too. I want to give another extra special thank you to Daniel K., who we came to with an idea of, like, what if you did a weather segment, and he built it into this wonderful story with I think a hilarious arc, and just the way he would create those soundscapes was like incredible to me. And I just want to give a special thank you to Daniel K. for putting in all that extra work to make like an 18 episode season of his own within this season.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Goodbye, Daniel K., and thank you for everything.
And you know, you'd think we would not totally suck at this by now. Like, this is fucking terrible. What are we doing?
I don't know. We always hate doing these outros. I don't know what to say about it.
Oh, this will be the last one for a while.
This will be the last one for a while. That's a great thought.
You know?
And then
we should like give it some dazzle.
Give it some we should.
Some razzle dazzle.
Here we are. And oh man, you know, we used to call the desserts next time on. And enough people thought that they were actually next time ons that we changed it to calling it dessert.
Yeah, I was always split on that because that was the joke that they weren't next time on. But but we said they were,
except for the season
but
finales.
Sometimes they would be, but
the season finales would actually be next season ons, and they would actually be previews. The rest of them were just desserts that we stole the Arrested Development bit.
Have a dessert from the future.
This one is a dessert that is a real taste of next season on No One Can Know About This.
The fuck is that even going to sound like?
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy II, a game that I hear universally everyone thinks is worse than the first one.
Yeah, we're in for it. We got this package from David Lyons, and it includes an NES cartridge, Final Fantasy II, version 1.03.
We're in the hands of Neo Demi-Force.
Neo Demi-Force is our guy.
In a far-off land, a long peace has ended. The Paramecian Empire has summoned Hellspawn and hopes to rule the world. Now 4 of Finn's youth must flee to Altea, with the enemy just behind. That's way more involved than the first game.
It is. Like, I've already forgotten that sitting here and doing this
is going.
Is it.
This
is
it.
We are going.
That's in the car when you were like, well, I'm excited to see it. I was like, this is it. This is it.
We've now seen it.
This is the 30 hours ahead of us. We walked into the wrong field. This is what the fuck you get.
David's dead.
We're all dead.
JoJo's dead. We died. It happened.
Alright. Okay. Well,
oh, that's where the
let's
wizard.
go this way this time.
The thing that I was thinking about this morning was, did the new cat on the street get together with the magic cat or not?
Wait, which new?
The main cat.
Did the main? Oh, the main cat. Did she?
Because they were like, you know, throughout, kind of And there was that other cat that was like introducing her to the world that clearly wanted dibs. Like he kept trying to cut in on, Mr. Mistopheles.
They all have a massive magic penalty of 70.
Well, then they're not good options.
But only when actually held. What?
Fuck off. Fuck off.
What does that mean?
I can't even understand that. What is his advice about leveling? Has he gotten there yet, or is he being a fucking pedant and explaining percentages? I just need to know the basics of how it works.
Look, you don't want to know that most advancement formulas have a starting point based on the rank of the battle minus the current level of the skill plus...
I don't give a fuck about that. This is like a game that Final Fantasy scholars study, isn't it? Like this is like an anomaly that's unknown and frightening. This whole thing, this whole franchise started as a troll. Like that's,
and
I believe that. You want a nice Jewish guy? You got one.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of him plugging in an internet cable to the back of it.
My daughter, she's dead.
So the warships have been going around.
Haley, get the fuck out away from there.
Being under my feet
Seriously.
constantly today.
The goddess bell. Wow, I could have missed this.
Yeah.
I could have easily not talked to this king. Easily.
Yeah.
This game sucks. Fuck that.
I don't know, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, this is more up your alley, but I don't know. Alright, take me to the right town. Is this the right town?
No.
What the fuck? Do I have to take the fucking boat back to the...
We might
what the
have to.
fuck, man? Like, what is Bosk? This fucking place.
This is a place where nobody talks. When will they make dogs with hands? I mean, games back then, this is just what they did to you. All of them.
Like, suck a dick then. Like, why are they...
How are there still video games is what I want to know.
Yeah.
People fucking bought this and did this over...
And accepted this abuse?
Yeah, seriously.
Shit, he's out of MP. Fuck. God, no! No! The Hornets are fleeing.
They're running away.
They're all running away, but you can't.
Oh,
Haley's come to give you some love.
Haley, thank
She's come. She knows you feel bad.
I do not. I don't want it! Oh! Fucking shit! Fuck! Fuck you, game! God, no! God! God! Oh my god! No!
You can't even fucking run from a
No!
hornet, dude.
No!
You can't even
No!
get away from a goddamn bee.
Oh my god, I hate it! It's not even a different place! It's not even a different spot! Why?
You walked out into the clearing.
Fucking shit! So the Chocobo Forest is in the desert?
Where the fuck is the Chocobo Forest?
Oh, all that leveling I did.
Does this mean we don't get to see a Chocobo today?
No, it doesn't mean that.
I
Well, what's
agree.
crazy to me is that, the only thing that we really have to take pride in is our fucking fast food, and our fast food is worse here than it is everywhere else.
We export it,
Like-
and make it better,
like-
or we make it worse here. I don't know what's happening.
They're a country full of suckers is what we are. That's all we've ever been.
The fact that...
That's the legacy of the whole goddamn thing. That's what that... If you want to know what kind of mood I'm in right now.
Oh.
Yay!
Listen!
It exists. The Chocobo music is here.
You're going to
Okay,
the
let
desert?
me save.
Oh my god. Oh my god, a win. Can I jump off of this ledge?
Why didn't we just call it a podcast where we play whatever Final Fantasy we fucking feel like?
Instead of everyone?
Instead of every single one. I don't know why you think buffs aren't worth it. I don't really get it.
It's not that I don't think they're worth it,
understand.
it's that I don't think that they're worth leveling.
But what are you talking
We
about?
should be using them more!
I was advising you to use them in that
I
podcast.
just want out. Let me out. You know what it is about the Pizza Hut cheese when it gets cold? It does a thing I've never seen cheese do before, which is it gets mealy.
Some of the Hornets do nothing. They take a turn to do nothing.
Why can't I do nothing? There's times I wish I could do nothing because I need a fight to last long so David can use his magic, but I can't do nothing. Right, but it's like there's global geopolitics going on. Like all these towns are getting invaded, the empire is done
Global
some shit.
geopolitics.
Global geopolitics. Exactly, yeah. It's as opposed to the
geopolitics.
local geopolitics.
What is going on?
Did we get like super ambushed? Like,
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Can you like get more ambushed than regular ambushed? Because at a certain point, you're surprised and then you find out they're there.
I believe in the miracle!
I believe in the miracles! I offer a prayer. A warm light reaches to me. You're a chunk.
I'm a chunk.
You're just
I'm gonna describe myself as that on my dating profile. Just a chunky boy.
God, she's dead too.
Who wants to get his snoot booped? If you know what I mean.
Yes.
And what I mean is for you to lightly touch on my nose.
This was the era. This is the Lost Levels era of like games that they were putting out in Japan.
What do we do for the second
hardcore.
one? What if we just make it way harder?
Yeah, and don't release it in America because they fucking don't want to have it. Our latest run of Final Fantasy playing was ending with the FF7 with the weapons, then Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus, and now this.
God, what a fucking nightmare. Why didn't we play 8? What are we doing? It's all bad.
It's the coin flip. We did what the fates decided.
You know what, maybe by the end of this podcast I'll finally be my own man.